It's your first look at Forrest football as we get set for tonight's matchup. Coach's Corner with Coach Eli Stevenson, player interviews, our interview with the Band of Blues segment, and our pep talk segment coming your way here on TC Sports 1.
At Advanced Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on! Yes, let's go!
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital is Marshall County's premier small animal veterinary hospital. As part of the community since 1977, our 4 doctors and highly skilled team offer preventative care, internal medicine, general surgery, and ultrasound. In addition, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital and offers a full-service grooming and lodging for your companions. Give us a call to schedule an appointment. Lewisburg Animal Hospital is proud to be your other family doctor.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
I'm Cora Wright. I'm a junior and I've been cheering for 8 years.
Corey, you've had quite a few different atmospheres this year, extremely hot, and what makes it great going to the games? What's most fun about being a cheerleader?
I just love cheering on the football boys and definitely cheering on the crowd and stuff.
Let's find out a little bit about you now. Let's say if you didn't have your cell phone, how would you make it? What would you do?
It would be hard. It definitely would be hard, but I don't know. I think I would just focus a lot more on myself.
Okay. How do you like to relax?
I like to tan. I love summertime.
Music. What musical taste are you like? Rock person? Country?
Definitely country.
Country.
Yeah.
Favorite artist?
Right now, Morgan Wallen.
Okay. So what do you like to listen to? What's on, if I'm riding around with you, what's on your playlist?
Right now, Cowgirls is my favorite song by Morgan Wallen.
Now, do you like to really listen to it loud, or are you kind of just mellow with it?
Loud. I have it blasting.
Okay, all right. Let's do a fun one. Okay, if you were in charge of the world's largest food fight, what food are you going to use?
Mashed potatoes.
Why?
It'd be messier. The messier is better.
That would be a good one. Hey, it's super nice to meet you. Glad we've gotten to get to know you just a little bit better. And this has been our pep talk segment today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway. Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal is to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
Hi, I'm Eric Hickman. I'm a senior, and I've been in band for 2 years now. I play the trumpet.
And I know y'all got a big competition coming up. Talk about what to expect that you're going, I think, to Lebanon this Saturday.
Yes, we're going to Lebanon. I think it'll be a good performance, and either way, if we walk back win or lose, we're going to get good feedback that'll help us improve the show, and that's just all that really matters, is that the show keeps improving and that we keep sounding better and better.
Talk about it. You got a unique opportunity to kind of critique yourselves and score yourselves. What was that exercise like?
I think it was a really interesting exercise to look at it from a judge's perspective. Just kind of seeing how they see other bands, how they, just how they go along, you know, looking at bands and like comparing other bands to each other and having giving good feedback, stuff like that.
Okay. Let's find out a little bit about you off the field a little bit now, Eric. Some of the interests that you would have being outside a band.
Mostly just music-related things. I really like collecting CDs and vinyls.
What's the best, I guess, you talk about vinyl, what's the best or the one that you're kind of most fond of that you have in your collection?
I have one of the first or second pressings of Abbey Road by the Beatles. It's a very used copy, but it's really cool to own.
Musical taste. What do you like? Is it kind of all over the board, or?
It's mostly all over the board, but I mostly lean towards rock and alternative. Yeah.
Favorite artist?
Favorite artist would be Mac DeMarco. He's this really cool artist that uses a lot of synths in his music. Really, really cool artist.
Best experience, or maybe the most memorable experience that you've had in band?
Definitely State. State is just such like a huge thing, seeing how there's so much weight of we've built all this up till now, and now we have to let it all out on the field and give our best performance. And seeing all the other bands do that too and evoke such emotion in their performances is just such a cool, raw thing to experience.
Cool. Eric, thank you so much for joining us, and that's been our interview with the Band of Blue today.
Thank you.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
Hi, I'm Reggie Pearson. I'm a senior. I play D-tackle, DN, and O-tackle.
Reggie, had a great season so far being your senior year. Has it been everything you'd hoped it would be?
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about last week. That was a tough one. You guys got in a game that went back and forth. I know as a player it had to be pretty exciting while it's going on.
Yes, sir. I think we played our hearts out. We could have done a little bit more, corrected a little bit of minor things, focused a little bit more in practice, but sure.
Let's talk a little bit about you off the field. Favorite things you like to do outside of football?
I like to go shopping.
Okay. Shopping, all right. Where's the favorite store?
The mall in Franklin.
Okay. Anything in particular that you're going, I've got to hit this store if I'm going shopping?
GameStop.
All right, so gamer. All right, favorite game?
Probably Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay. How many hours, we probably shouldn't ask this question, but how many hours a week would you spend playing it?
Probably about 15.
Okay, so Coach just shuts his ears here. Okay, so we're established with that now. We've got a lot of guys that you play with. Is it kind of like is that one that you play with multiplayers and you get everybody on and play?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For you, of course, good individual news is you got a nice little offer. Let everybody hear about your offer this week.
So I got an offer from Covert and Stockton, official offer.
Cool. Plans, of course, for after you graduate. What are you planning on doing?
Probably go play a little football, learn about agriculture.
All right, now here's the one we've asked every week that's kind of been interesting. Musical style. Who, if I'm riding with Reggie, what am I listening to?
Lately it's been Zach Bryan.
Okay. Any other interest in other music artists that you're listening to?
I like Rod Wave.
Okay. Favorite team in college or professional?
Alabama.
So Roll Tide. All right, man. Reggie, hey, we certainly appreciated having you with us, and congratulations. You're our All-Star Trophies TC Sports 1 Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Rain's moving in.
Oh, yeah?
Huh?
You can tell by the clouds?
No.
Red moon tonight. Dew is damaged. You feel it in your joints? The flies are bad. Cow's tipped over.
Nah. Nope. No. No.
The wind.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
How do you know it's gonna rain then?
Weather app. Free download. It's worth it.
See your local agent Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. At Apex Bank, being involved in the community is our top priority. The staff in Chapel Hill takes pride in supporting local businesses and students. From delivering Meals on Wheels and donating fish fry proceeds to giving tractor pull time and sponsoring the Rocketeer School Bank, Apex Bank is here for Chapel Hill. Come visit our location at 118 South Horton Parkway. We've got snacks and coffee, and we'd love to talk to you. Or give us a call at 931-246-7105. That's Apex Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Gavin Grissom, class of 24. I'm a kicker, wingback, and outside linebacker.
All right, G-Square. For you, we talk about being able to kick as well. How many hours do you put in outside of football working on your craft?
It's a lot, D-Roy. Like, in the summer, off season, I'm trying to stay sharp. I got to keep sharpening that knife, like, especially in season, I try not to kick as much because a lot of thing is, like, if you over kick, you can sometimes tire your leg out, which I feel like that's happened to me a lot this year because I'm playing both sides of the ball and kicking. So I'm just trying to get conditioned for this, and, like, after practice, sometimes me and my Aiden Cantrell, Luke Swire, my holder and snapper, will go up to the game field and kick, like, 20 balls, just kind of like, since my leg's already kind of tired.
Yeah.
So I can just be conditioned,
How important is it, and how long does it take you to really get the chemistry between the snap and the set and your kick?
Shoot, it doesn't really take a certain amount of time. It's different with other players. Like, my first ever holder, his name was Dylan Penley, and Hunter Penley, sorry. His name was Hunter Penley. That took like 10 days because he was a good holder. We bonded right off the bat. He was a good holder. Then after that, it was Birch. Me and Birch, we have always been best friends, so it didn't take very long for him either. Me and Aiden Cantrell, we've had our struggles, but, like, I think he's really coming along, and I think we haven't showcased what we can do yet so far.
Now, talk about for you, a little bit of a change of pace this time as you're getting a lot of action offensively and defensively. Talk about running the football.
Shoot, I love it. Just recently I learned how to follow my blockers, and that was a big game changer. Like, I was always hitting the wrong holes. I wasn't following my guards, and I was getting blown up in the backfield. But I tell you what, this week, once you hit that hole, man, it's just nothing different.
The confidence level, running the football last week, I mean, you had, I think, 4 games of 10-plus yards and really seemed to be now getting really comfortable in that running back position.
Well, yeah, like, I'm always nervous first 10 plays of the game normally, but then after that I settle in, and then I wouldn't say I don't think, but it's kind of like a runner's high. You're just kind of like playing the game. There's nothing else but the game that you're doing.
Now, final question. We've got everybody has a football dream that you want to see fulfilled. All right, what's the G Square football dream?
Hopefully to go kick at a SEC school, but we'll see about that. We'll see.
All right, man. G Square, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Town banking is having decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits, while still being able to talk to a friendly voice for any of your banking needs. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 931-364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice in hometown banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stop in and visit Mac Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mac Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mac Equipment.
And our Coach's Corner segment with Coach Eli Stevenson. Coach, know you didn't like the result, but I know you had to be proud of the way your guys scrapped and fought back. I mean, when you got down 15-0 early, you know, you could have just said, hey, it's going to be a repeat of last year, and got down and just kind of folded your tent and gone home. But those guys really fought back and gave yourselves a great chance right to the end of the game to win the contest.
Yes, sir. This team right here has got a lot of grit. They're going to fight until the last whistle, and they did. We played 3 good quarters of football. The first quarter we played was probably one of the worst quarters we played. We turned the ball over too much on offense, and we gave bad field position with that turnovers. And our defense, we didn't get lined up right a couple times, and they got some big plays on us. That's the first quarter. After that, we settled down and we played pretty well.
Yeah, I thought you really did settle in, and it ended up being everything you think a rivalry game's supposed to be. A lot of emotion. Guys really going at each other, and I know at the end of the game you had to be kind of disappointed. And it's not one play that determines the whole game, but I know you had to be disappointed in what happened, that you didn't get a chance there to finish at the end of the game with the no call on the spear.
Yes, that was tough. That went against us on that one, but that's in the past now. We just got to learn from it and move on. But at the end of the game, we still had chances to win the football game. We just got to make some plays late there at the end, and if we do that, we'll be the one would at least tied it up or went for 2.
Get a chance now to jump back in against an opponent you haven't seen, Gordonsville, and go on the road. They're homecoming. I know they'll be awful excited. Talk about going into that atmosphere.
Yes, it's going to be a great atmosphere. They got rich tradition up there. Their town shuts down on Friday nights, just like Chapel Hill. And that's one reason I wanted to schedule them and was able to work it out, because I knew the tradition they had, and it's going to be a great atmosphere on the road. And they're a well-coached team. They're probably one of the most sound football teams that will play. They get lined up right. They got great technique, and they get after you. And that's for us. We got to meet, iron with iron. We got to play great technique, and we got to get after them. And that's the big coaching point this week.
Coach, talk about things maybe at this point of the season, you've gotten 6 games in, things that you've been surprised that we've done maybe better than expected, and areas maybe at the end, toward these last 4 games that you feel like we got to improve to be a better team.
On offense, we're starting to click up front with the line. We've rushed for over 200 yards in the past, 4 or 5 ball games. And we're throwing the ball a lot better than what we've done in the past. And we got a good running game going. Everybody's packing up. We're able to hit short routes, intermediate routes, and Cantrell's doing a great job for us back there running the offense. Big surprise for me on offense is really I got 2 of them. I got 3 really. Gavin Grissom was one of them. Blake Moore, guard, he came on for us. He's playing really well for us. And Fletcher Fields, he was a freshman coming in. I really didn't know what to expect. I knew he was really good in the middle school, but he's got a lot of speed on the field, and we just try to get the ball when we can.
You talk about Fletcher. That was a couple of great runs that he made. I know he got dinged up a little bit, and I know you would have loved to have him at 100% late in that contest, but that's a tough adjustment for a freshman to make, and he's made it well.
Yes, and last week he probably got the most carries. He got the most carries he got in his high school career last week. Led the team in rushing with a little over 100 yards, but he's playing well. And one thing last week I was impressed with was his blocking skills too. He's willing to stick his nose in there and block for his teammates, and when he gets the ball in his hand, he's pretty special.
Coach, how proud have you been of this group? We talked a lot about during the broadcast, just as you said, the grit of this group.
They got the grit is like at halftime, we were down by 8, and I was really not worried at all because I knew they'd keep fighting all the way to the end, and they did. So, but I knew we had to steal possession. We came out with that onside kick, and Gavin he nailed it to a T, and that's a senior coming up making plays in a big game. So it's a pleasure to coach them. I know they'll fight. We got some stuff we got to clean up. They work hard every day. They come to work. We just got to play a little smarter football. That's one thing that we've been focusing on, and just not shoot ourselves in the foot. If we can do that, we're a very, very tough team to beat.
Coach, as always, thank you for taking the time on our Coach's Corner segment.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage. This TC Sports 1 broadcast is brought to you by Advanced Eye Care Clinic, home with a real Dr. J, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan. By Amigos Mexican Grill, authentic Mexican cuisine. By Apex Bank, celebrating 10 years in Chapel Hill. Also brought to you by Benchmark Physical Therapy, they'll get you back in the game. By Brooks Grocery, where you'll find your next favorite food. Also, we're brought to you by Dr. William Bell at Chapel Hill Family Dentistry. We're brought to you by Clint's Air Care, your local ring dealer. By Farm Bureau Insurance, home, life, auto, and health insurance. By First Commerce Bank, your first choice for hometown banking. Also brought to you by Highway 99 Storage, now with climate control. By J&J Automotive, your one-stop auto shop. We're brought to you by Lawrence Funeral Home, serving Chapel Hill since 1939. By Lewisburg Animal Hospital, your other family doctor. Also brought to you by Mac Equipment, your local Cub Cadet and Exmark dealer. By the town of Chapel Hill, moving forward with strong tradition. And by Garvin's Ground Control, licensed and insured.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
welcome in, we can officially say it, a beautiful fall evening. Temperatures in the mid-70s as we get set for a battle between two teams meeting for the very first time. The 3-3 Gordonsville Tigers taking on the 4-2 Rockets of Forrest High School. Good evening, Troy Cashin, Ricky Sweeney, soon to be joined by Noble Mays, our production staff, Mr. Peter Wilson and Miss Caden Anderson, as we will get set to bring you all the action here tonight. And Ricky, it feels like we're just stepping back in time. Great atmosphere here in Gordonsville.
Yeah, when you pull into the place, you get off the interstate and you see all these signs with like more signs. They're going to have to add some more signs. A lot of good history here of successful football teams. Lots of state champions and runner-ups.
3 state championship teams for Gordonsville, and again, the fans tonight in attendance in full because it is homecoming for the Gordonsville Tigers tonight as the Rockets end up being the opponent. And Ricky, Gordonsville comes in here a team that's 3-3, but they have lost all their games to teams at a higher classification. One that I particularly look at early on, their season opener against Smith County. They lost that one 25-19, but here's what you know about Smith County right now. Smith County is 5-1. They defeated East Robertson last week by a score of 14-7. They have taken the lead in their region. That is very important if you're a Rocket fan. You don't want to finish 4 and have to head to Smith County in the first round. So automatically your attention is already set on Gordonsville after what they did against Smith County. They did lose to Watertown, and that's the similar matchup. Rockets lose the season opener to Watertown 17-0. It was week 2. Watertown plays Gordonsville. They beat Gordonsville 17-7. After that, they come back Trousdale County. They beat them 14-0. They beat Joe Burns in their only region matchup of the year 35-6. They lost to DeKalb County 21-7, and then they beat Monterey last week by a score of 23-7. Ricky, you said it. Tradition. They lost a ton of seniors last year. 20-plus seniors lost by Gordonsville. They really felt like they had a chance to make a run at the state championship. Ended up losing to Clay County in the playoffs. But it is a team that is young, that they are building, much like this Rocket team. They got a lot of youth on that team, and they really feel good about what's ahead. So they're trying to, of course, finish up strong. This, of course, a non-region game for both of these squads. But for Gordonsville, hey, a chance to play a higher classification, a chance to iron sharpen iron, and a chance, of course, for them to come out on homecoming and press a very large crowd here.
Yeah, I like what you said about the Watertown game. That's the common opponent that we're going to have here. That tells me that both of these teams playing tonight, Gordonsville and the Rockets, are kind of evenly matched.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of folks have talked about, that when you're trying to, as everyone does, prognosticate this game, there are a lot of different opinions on what can happen because both of these teams, hard-nosed football teams, very solid. You want to make sure, I think tonight, the turnover battle is going to be even more important than it normally is because I don't think there's a lot of difference between these two squads. And, again, if you can take care of the football, control field position, I think it's going to be huge tonight.
Yeah, we got I saw a young man, number 2, Ben Villazon, not dressed tonight. Rocket's going to miss him out there.
Yeah, they will be without Villazon. Landon Groenveld is going to step in the secondary and play for him. I think Bryce Tankersley will move over to his receiver position. But, again, Villazon's really been coming on both sides of the football. We see what a great athlete he is. The basketball player, of course, he's got great ability to get up, high point the football on both sides, offensively and defensively, and that will be something they will miss.
Yes, they will. And the homecoming activities tonight will be something that's always the coaches. I don't think the coaches like homecoming.
Oh, coaches hate, universally coaches hate homecoming.
So that's a element that might be on the Rocket side tonight. Again, evenly matched, and we'll just have to see how it comes out.
It's kind of funny you say that, and I have never spoken to a coach in 25-plus years of doing this that says I love homecoming. And I think it's because, hey, there's so many things that they have scripted out during the week. They like to have their players at a certain time doing a certain thing, know what's going to happen, and not expending a lot of extra energy. Focus on the game. Homecoming week, of course, that's all out the window.
They might say they like it, but they don't love it.
No, but it is for the players.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I think it's a great week for them. They get a chance to kind of let their hair down a little bit, focus on some other things during the week, and coaches will tell you that may not be a great thing, but that's part of the great things that you remember during your high school days is the homecomings and those activities, and so there's a lot of pageantry that goes with it. I think the fans really enjoy it, and as we see here, not only at Forrest on Gordonsville side there, they are packed in, and there are more people standing all around here, so a lot of anticipation for this game. We'll take our first break of the evening, and we'll return with more pregame here on TC Sports 1.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upney. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway. Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal is to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
And welcome back as homecoming festivities taking place here at Gordonsville. And Ricky, you said cozy atmosphere. It really kind of reminds me of Cornersville in a way. You're close to the field. We do have a great vantage point. The hospitality has been wonderful here. Brand new press box, so we have definitely been living a little larger than we normally do when we go to a visiting place. But it is a very intimate setting. Down in the end zone, you have a hill that goes right up out of the back of the end zone. Caden, if you can get a shot of that down in this far end zone here where you can see the slope, when you head out of the back of the end zone, you're going right up the hill. If you remember, Ricky, I know you do, and a lot of folks that are watching that played at Chapel Hill, been to a lot of Chapel Hill games, it kind of reminds me of Spring Hill in reverse. Yeah. The old Spring Hill field, you had the hill and then you went straight down.
Ran off,
Here you kind of go up the hill. It's in a bowl almost like Moore County in a way, but like I say, very cozy, very intimate setting, just really football friendly. You just feel like you're ready to watch a football game here.
You could make a little amphitheater out of it. You put some steps in there. Boy, you could seat some more folks right there. It'd be great.
Yeah, this is just like you talk about. It's what you write about in small town Friday night football. Mm-hmm. This kind of is a poster child for it. We're very fortunate in what we have at Forrest, and when you go on the road to places like this, it kind of makes you appreciate that as well.
And the gentleman that helped us get up here tonight, just genuine folks. They're just honest and just great, accommodating, and we're proud to know them now.
Yeah, for the first trip here, this is going to be a memorable one to say the least for the Rockets. Hopefully it will be memorable with a win. And for the Rockets, they have to kind of put out of their mind what happened last week. They lost a really tough, hard-fought game, rivalry game to Cascade. And those guys, if you're going to want to win a game, that's kind of like Tennessee and Alabama. If you're going to go 1-10, 1-11, if you're Tennessee, you want to beat Alabama. That's kind of the way it is with Forrest and Cascade. Those guys really wanted to win that game. Felt like they had an opportunity to win it late. Things didn't work out the way they had planned. Of course, if you've seen the the replay, and we encourage you, if you haven't, go back and take a peek. It was a horrible no call at the end of the game, but Rockets will tell you, as we will, they had other chances in that contest, but it really, really is tough to lose that kind of game in that kind of fashion. You've got to see, and I don't doubt, this group, if they've shown one thing to us, they are a very resilient group. They are a very close-knit group, and they are the definition of a team. They play for each other. They play hard every down. I don't worry about them having any mental layover for this week.
Yeah, I was worried about it at the Cascade game, but no, they played really good. It got down real quick, but, boy, they recovered quickly and adjusted very nicely and was in that game to the end.
Yeah, and I like the way they battled throughout that contest. That's the thing. Early on, when it got 15-0 and Cascade had the football looking to go up possibly, 22-23-0, the defense stiffens, get it back for the offense. They go right down and score. Could have folded their tent.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of teams in the past years that do just that, just fold up, just give up, say, well, they got the best of us tonight, so just going to go through the motions. They didn't go through the motions. They picked it up a notch and played some pretty good football.
Yeah, and really, I think you take out that first quarter. And of course, they play 4. You got to show up for every one of them. But you take out that first quarter of the contest, they really probably were the better team the last 3. But, again, that's why you play 4. Got to come out and be ready. They came out, and, of course, Cascade really jumped on them early. And for tonight, I think the game plan has got to be, hey, we've got to start a little faster. We've got to make sure here with it homecoming, we're probably going to have a lot of energy, a lot of emotion on the Gordonsville side. They talk about it time after time. Survive that first punch.
Yeah, you go to school to learn, and they're in the classroom all week, and then they learn some things on the football field last Friday night, and hopefully they'll apply those things, just as you said, to tonight's game.
Let's take another break. We'll be back with more here on TC Sports 1.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
Rain's moving in. Oh, yeah? You can tell by the clouds? No. Red moon tonight. Dew is damaged. You feel it in your joints? The flies are bad. Cow's tipped over.
No. Nope. No.
The wind.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
How do you know it's gonna rain then?
Weather app. Free download. It's worth it.
See your local agent Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. At Apex Bank, being involved in the community is our top priority. The staff in Chapel Hill takes pride in supporting local businesses and students. From delivering Meals on Wheels and donating fish fry proceeds to giving tractor pull time and sponsoring the Rocketeer School Bank, Apex Bank is here for Chapel Hill. Come visit our location at 118 South Horton Parkway. We've got snacks and coffee, and we'd love to talk to you. Or give us a call at 931-246-7105. That's Apex Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
And we return. If we wouldn't get copyrighted, Ricky, I feel like I need the NFL Films music in the background. The Rockets are making their way from the back onto the field here, and I think, man, it would just be wonderful if you had that backdrop. It's got that kind of feel. It's just an old school welcome to, as they call it, the jungle. It's going to have that kind of feel. Be ready. It's going to be close. The fans are going to be right on top of you. It's going to be loud. It's going to be exciting. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, the tradition for homecoming here is quite different from the one at Chapel Hill, as you folks can see on your screen there. And as you said, this is the first time we've played these folks, so we don't know what kind of music they're going to play. what kind of things we're going to be treated to here. So, but whatever it is, I think I'm going to like it, and I hope you folks like it at home.
I think it's going to be a great atmosphere here tonight. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like you say, it kind of with us being now, more mature.
Yeah.
It reminds us of back in the day. It's got that feel to it. It's got that really just this beautiful weather. It's just like what you would put on a postcard if you were going to frame a football game.
Yeah, all the attendants and the little guys escorting them. The girl is putting some kind of medallion across the neck of the young man, and then he's giving her some flowers. So that's a little different, and I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of different we're always used to seeing the elegant white dresses, and they've got the multicolored dresses, and it is quite the pageantry here. And again, it's a packed house. When we came down into town, the signs are everywhere for homecoming. It is just like going down a 60s, 70s, 80s kind of feel when you're coming up to this stadium. So it is certainly going to be a great atmosphere here tonight, one is which we are looking forward to. We are now something we look forward to. We have been joined by our tag team partner, Mr. Noble Mays. Man, we missed you last night, but glad to have you here.
I certainly missed you gentlemen as well. So Friday nights, it makes me feel good to be beside you all, but I knew you all would be in good hands. You had a good product to talk about, so yes, indeed.
I'm gonna veer off just a minute. I'm gonna use this as a nice little segue for last night. Ricky, we were treated to a really great football game last night. Middle school, back to back to back. They pull off the three-peat. Win over Cannon County last night. Forrest Middle School, 62-34 winners. And I want to congratulate not only the team and the coaches, but individually, they had 6 young men that were named to the 2023 DRVC All-Conference. And they were Braden Bourne, who we saw put on a show last night, 2 50-plus yard touchdown runs, over 100 yards rushing. Micah Morgan, who played wonderfully well on both sides of the football. Also, Sutter England, Lachlan Morris, Hunter Beavers, those big guys really doing a great job. And also Quincy Mitchell, number 8. What a season for him. He almost got to 2,000 yards on the season last night. What a wonderful game. Ricky had just a mind-blowing stat, Noble. We'll lay this one on you. The two teams in an 8-minute quarter scored 50 points between them. Cannon County scored 20, Forrest scored 30 in the third quarter.
In one quarter?
One quarter.
Cannon County ran their first 5 plays in the third quarter and got 20 points. 5 plays, 20 points. The Rockets ran 13 plays in that same stretch and got 30 points. So 18 plays produced 50 points between both teams. And it was like that all night.
So that was game changer after game changer.
Oh, it was a video game. It was wonderful. We had such a great time. And not only do we enjoy it, because I really enjoy getting to do that just because it gives us an extra opportunity to give those guys that work really hard, give them extra little publicity, but also gives us a little sneak peek into next year what we're going to see, and very excited again.
And the talent that they've got, they need it showcased. You showcased it for them last night. TC Sports 1 showcased that.
Well, it was certainly our pleasure to do so, and we're just as equally excited to be back here tonight.
Before you gentlemen slide away from that, slow it down a little bit. Explain to me, one, how many middle school games they played for a young man to be trying to reach a 2,000 mark.
Here's the crazy thing. 7 games. That was their 8th game last night. He was averaging almost 250 yards per game. And the scary thing is he didn't get that many carries. He was averaging 21.3 yards per carry.
So I got to ask one more question. I didn't get the luxury of seeing him. I need you to do 2 things for me. 1, remind me of his name again. And then 2, kind of give me a little glimpse into his running style. Is this a fellow who just had excellent blocking, or is this a fellow that anytime he touches the ball, it's a chance to take it to the house?
Here's the thing. He is not a big guy. He is a small runner, but he has really powerful legs and body strength. He can get into the middle, and guys we talked about last night, he's not a big guy. Big guys don't normally like to go in the middle of the field. He will go headlong inside, and when he sees the hole, he's very decisive, and he has got great speed. He had guys that were probably 7, 8 inches taller than he was, with strides much longer than him, trying to catch him, and nobody ever did. He has got electrifying speed, and Noble, like the great ones, he makes it look easy.
And his name is?
Quincy Mitchell.
Quincy Mitchell.
And at times he would break through there, and they would try to tackle him. They would try to jump on his back. Well, he just took them with him. That one would fall off. Another one would get on, do the same thing. He carried people and finally shook them off. And I don't know if he scored on a couple of those, but anyway, he's got that capability as well.
And he is electrifying. And you know, we saw it last year. We were so excited to get Triple F, Fletcher Fields, up to this level, and he has certainly not disappointed. Can you imagine? You know, we've got 3 years of great running backs that have come from that middle school level, and now, of course, we got these sophomores now in Eli Bell, Cohen Grissom, who, by the way, I'm going to put in a plug. Speaking with Coach Stevenson off camera, he said, you know, Troy, he said, I really think that if somebody is about to break out, it's going to be Cohen Grissom. He said, that young man's got all kinds of talent. He said, I think he's really beginning to put it together. So we love him. We have talked about how great we think he's going to be, but the coaching staff really says, you know, we're really excited about what he's potentially going to do. So Cohen, also Antonio Marable, you think about, he was a standout on that. He hasn't really gotten involved on the offensive side of the football. We've seen him defensively. But you think about Fletcher Fields, you have Tincher that ran the ball really well last year. Those two guys were a great 1-2 punch. You got Quincy, you got Braden Bourne at the middle school this year. I mean, think about all the offensive guys, all the skill guys that you got coming up to this level. I mean, it is very exciting.
It's a nice pipeline. And go ahead, Mr. Sweeney.
I'm sorry. No, you can keep them fresh that way. And what we got to look forward to in the next 3 years when Triple F is a senior and Quincy will be a junior. Keep those guys together. Oh boy, we got some stuff. And the other
Does
guys.
Triple F get a COVID year? Can we give him a COVID year?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And one last thing, all that does, when you talk about all that talent, we're excited because, one, we like the sport, but two, we enjoy youth. So to be able to make them household names is special. But can you imagine how you would lick your chops if you're a coach and you get to see this pipeline coming? Because I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, put a little pressure on the coaching staff. When you have that plethora of talent, it forces you as a coach to maybe draw up some different X's and O's so you can show some different schemes where you can put the ball in the hands of these gentlemen quite often.
Now, here's the thing. You got some guys up front. You're talking about having classes. Some classes have skill players. Some classes have linemen. Hey, they've been blessed. They've got some maulers in that group as well. So, you know, you not only have the skill position players, you got some linemen that can really move bodies out of the way. So that's something that you got a double threat there with that group.
Yeah, a couple of those were on the all DRVC team, I think.
Yeah, England, Morris, and Beavers, those guys all, you know, making the all DRVC team. So, I mean, you think about what is coming for this Rocket team. Now, of course, we're worried about what's going to happen tonight. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we inch closer to kickoff here on TC Sports 1.
Town banking is having decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technologies such as online banking and mobile check deposits, while still being able to talk to a friendly voice for any of your banking needs. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 931-364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice in hometown banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stop in and visit Mac Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mac Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mac Equipment.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
And welcome back as we inch closer to kickoff. And Noble, you can tell fall weather setting in as now game times are going to take place in the dark.
They certainly will. And I tell you what, not only will they take place in the dark, it will also force you to change your tire as well. So you may need to put a little long sleeve in your car as well as you get ready to travel.
Well, I would have done, I have a rule that I feel like it is shorts weather through Game 6 or Game 7. Game 6, of course, was last week. We broke the shorts out. Last night, I was kind of like, you know what? I believe it may be a little cooler, so we went with the pants tonight. We will now have our invocation and the playing of our national anthem here from Gordonsville.
Thank you, and our national anthem.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital is Marshall County's premier small animal veterinary hospital. As part of the community since 1977, our 4 doctors and highly skilled team offer preventative care, internal medicine, general surgery, and ultrasound. In addition, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital and offers a full-service grooming and lodging for your companions. Give us a call to schedule an appointment. Lewisburg Animal Hospital is proud to be your other family doctor.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires in alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
And welcome back as we inch closer to kickoff. Troy Cash and Noble Mays. Mr. Ricky Sweeney, the best stat man in the business. And we, of course, have our young production staff who is young only in their appearance. They are very, very talented. Mr. Peter Wilson, of course, last year we didn't miss a beat, Noble. He stepped in here and did a wonderful job. He has picked up right where he left off and then some. Miss Caden Anderson is filming for us and has done a great job here to start with. We appreciate them being with us. We appreciate you being with us as well. And I'm really looking forward to this one. This is just I'm just pumped. This is a great atmosphere here tonight. I am ready for some football.
I tell you what, T-Roy, you can take that another level. Not only the atmosphere, as I came in, the road that led to the football field, it looked like all the cars was headed this way, and I knew that I needed to park away from the field because all the cars was coming back from the parking lot, so I knew there was no more parking. And then when I get here, I see it's homecoming, and I heard you and Mr. Sweeney talking about the homecoming that you all are witnessing. I don't think I've ever seen 20 attendance. I was looking for the Queen. The Queen was over on the visiting sideline. They had 20 attendance. So I don't think I've seen that. But I tell you what, the Rockets being scheduled on homecoming, that's good bulletin board for the coach to be able to put up there.
Yes, you hate to be the team that they schedule for homecoming because you already feel disrespected when you get here.
It's a sign of true disrespect because guess what? You have all the festivities, the players not completely locked in and focused on football. They focused on a bunch of festivities. You got all week where certain clubs done planned events. Young folks coming to school dressed in this, dressed in that, and the attention to detail is not always there. And then the coach gets the luxury of saying on homecoming, people anticipate when they schedule for homecoming to be up at least 3 or 4 touchdowns by halftime. So how lovely would it be to make your way to Gordonsville and spoil the evening?
Yeah, they are the ones that they invited you to the party. You just didn't know you were going to be the pig on the spit in the middle that was going to get roasted. So that's where the Rockets are right now. And as you say, there's no better feeling than to feel like you're the ones that come in here. You're going to be disrespected. We invited you because we think we can take you, and you walk out with a victory. That, to me, as a coach, that is motivation number one tonight.
And it certainly is. And I tell you what, that motivation, that sets in. And I tell you what, you start having that conversation the Monday going into it. As soon as you finished up last week on Friday, you start having a conversation. You start reminding the fellas, they scheduled us for homecoming. And then you let the rest of it speak for itself.
Captains tonight for the Rockets, it will be G Square, Gavin Grissom. By the way, great interview with G Square. Just really enjoyed getting to talk to him off the field. As always, he did a great job tonight. Niles Taylor, also one of the captains, along with Carson Yates. Good to see him out there. We've got blue and white against blue and white tonight. On our scoreboard, we just decided we put us in red because we do have a little red occasionally that will show up in the Chapel Hill color. So we made us the red on the scoreboard tonight. Gordonsville in their blue and white. They, of course, borrow from the Green Bay Packers, Georgia Bulldogs. That G for Gordonsville, the Tigers. Their captain's out in the center of the field. Of course, one of their young men will not be playing tonight, 14, Dalton Hancock. Also 34, who is Kyle Adams. And Hancock was scheduled to be one of the starters tonight. So I do remember that from looking at my pregame. So that would be a development here early if he cannot go.
Well, I'll tell you what, T-Roy, according to Miss Anderson's view, he cannot go this evening, T-Roy. I've never seen a young man be prepared to play football quite dressed like he's dressed.
If he is, it will be a first. You are correct, sir. Rockets, they will win the toss, but they will defer until the second half. They want to let the defense on the field. And, Noble, this defense has been really good. Coach Ryan Bridges has done a great job as a coordinator. This is a group that was young last year, and he talked to me off camera. He said, you know what? He said, these guys learned a lot last year. They're a year older. They're a year stronger. They're a year faster in this system. Mentally, they don't have to think about it now. They just react and play. They've been great. They've been physical. They've been tough. They're going to be called on here first.
Tip your hat to Coach Bridges. We have been speaking all season about this defense and the luxury that it provides you to be in every contest. But Coach Bridges said it best. They're seasoned. They got a year behind them. Familiarity, T-Roy, muscle memory. So now they just go through the motion and that repetition. Practice after practice. Year 2, same defense. young men just line up, suit up, and play defense.
Both teams making their way onto the field, and one change that we will highlight with the defense, Ben Villazon will not be available tonight. It will be Landon Groenveld getting the start in the secondary tonight in place of Villazon, and we talked about how good Villazon has been with his athletic ability in that back end, able to go up, contest receivers, high point footballs. He has been really special on that defensive side of the football for him. They're going to miss him tonight. Groenveld called on to step up.
And I'll tell you what, Groenveld, congratulations on the opportunity, and I hope this comes off clearly, T-Roy. Groenveld, be prepared. Bryce Tankersley has claimed his spot in the corner position as a lockdown corner. Ben Villazon came in, claimed his position as a corner. He made it difficult, along with Tankersley, made it difficult to be able to pass on them. So, Groenveld, be prepared that they may come your side. Scouting report says, read your keys, be prepared. You may get some one-on-one coverage with their best player, and we'll find out who that may be here shortly.
Nova, we have dropped into the time machine, landed firmly back in our days. It is a scene reminiscent of 80s, 70s, 90s, whatever you would call it, football here in Gordonsville. Picturesque setting. We are set to get down and get dirty here in Gordonsville.
And T-Roy, you do it all the time. Also, if you will take a look at the attire. Look at the contrast. Talk to me about the color uniforms they have. Talk about the top and the bottom jerseys that both teams have. Talk to me about the contrast.
Gordonsville going with the home blues. They, of course, are blue and white. Forrest, blue and white, but it will be the Rockets on the road decked out in their white unis with their blue numerals tonight. And G Square is set to get this one underway. Deep to receive Brady Gentry along with 34 Adams. G Square approaches, hammers this one deep into the end zone, and that will not come out. That is a weapon. He got all of that one.
He certainly did, and I'll tell you what, that young man there, Jacob, I can't quite pronounce his last name there, Van der Beesen,
yeah.
Van der Beesen, he's a freshman, and the reason why I wanted to bring attention to that, not often do you see a freshman, the deep man returning kicks. So that's the reason why I want to highlight Gavin kicking in the end zone. That young man there may be dangerous.
It will be the Tigers with the football first, beginning from their own 20. Quarterback will be Jay Foster out of the gun. One back, they'll turn and pitch. Student body right, cutting up the sideline and picking up good yardage, very close to a first down. And Noble, that's just old school football with the pitch. That's reminiscent of those USC days when they had the Ricky Whites and those guys in the backfield. Just turn, pitch, let your back go to town.
Gordonsville tipped their hat, T-Roy. That is none other than number 31, Van der Beesen right there. Yeah. Your freshman, T-Roy. Not only is he the deep man returning kicks, he's your starting tailback as a freshman.
And Noble, they ran short side of the field with him. Move the sticks, 1st and 10. After the pickup of 10, they go back to the ground, eluding a couple of tacklers, putting that head down and churning forward for good yardage on first down out to about the 37. And once again, it's almost looking like a mirror image of each other, Noble. Both of these teams are going to want to do the same thing to each other with their offenses.
And Van der Beesen, Gordonsville is giving the leverage, T-Roy. They have leverage. They're lining him up past the tackle, and they just slightly pitching the ball out. So all Foster has to do is pitch it to him quick, and then Van der Beesen's job is to beat the end. So we got to do a great job of contain.
One receiver, Waylon Kennedy, at the bottom of your screen, split left side. Man in motion now is Foster from the gun. They'll pitch, coming jet sweep. Adams trying to get the corner. Fans wanted a holding call, didn't get it, as he gets across the 40 and picks up another first down. You could hear on our audio the fans did not like the call on the corner. They felt like there was a hold, but Adams was able to turn the corner and pick up his first down.
Linebacker blitzed the gap there, T-Roy, and he got his shoulder pads turned there, and he didn't get him turned with another shoulder pad. He got him turned with a hand there that time, and no flag on the play, and as a result of that, positive pickup, first down, as you said.
From the 42, once again out of the gun with receivers to each side, back to the ground and straight up the middle again. Breaking tackles, that freshman still on his feet across the 45 down to about the 41-yard line, and Noble patiently making his way through the hole was Van der Beesen.
T-Roy, I've seen scripts like this before. If this fella's a freshman and he's getting this many touches, by the time Mr. Sweeney get through, he's going to have at least 30 touches for the night's over.
Yeah, he has been very busy and very productive here in the early going for Gordonsville. Ball control for the Tigers.
And yet to be replaced. He does not go off the field. He's a first down, second down, and third down back, T-Roy.
Folks, right on top of the action. Caden has got you right in the living room with the action here as they go back to the ground in Vanderbiesen. Hesitation move. Now it's like pulling a blocking sled behind him. Just keeping those legs churning across the 30 down to about the 27. And once again, Noble, excellent body lean by the young back and a very powerful trunk as he just took a couple of would-be tacklers for about a 5-yard ride.
And I'm going to tell you, T-Roy, I'm not going to disrespect Gordonsville linemen. Now, I know the young man is a freshman. He may be quite special, but he has some big gaping holes at the moment.
Foster looking toward the sideline, just underway, opening possession of the game. Gordonsville driving down the field. They have got it now 1st and 10 at the Rocket 28. Man in motion, right to left as they will turn, give it back to Vanderbiesen. And this time the Rocket defense is equal to the challenge. Keying that time, Fletcher Fields got in there along with Jesse Lindeman. And let's see who else. Was that G-Square as well?
That was G-Square. Number 4 also in there. And Liam Bell also coming in on action. There was actually 5 white jerseys there. And T-Roy, the reason I want to highlight 5 white jerseys, if they're going to stall this Gordonsville opening drive, they're going to need to get in the backfield like that because it will be a heavy dose of none other than 31.
Yeah, you've got a lot of attention being paid to Vanderbiesen right now. Foster back to throw. Got a pocket down the middle pass, incomplete over the head of the intended receiver, but we got a flag back here around the quarterback.
We got a late hit. We're going to hit on the quarterback. It's going to be a penalty on the Rockets, and it would be a first down, T-Roy.
Foster got a good, clean pocket, Noble. He was able to step up and throw, overshot the receiver, but at the last minute, as that pocket began to break down a little bit, we got a late hit.
We got a dip of the helmet there, T-Roy. So, there's been a lot of talk. It doesn't matter what level it is. They've been protecting the quarterback. So, it was not a violent hit. It was not anything aggressive, but it was contact after the ball was thrown. So, it's a case of the officials getting control of the game early.
Down to the 14-yard line now as this Gordonsville drive has now covered 66 yards as they're trying to strike pay dirt here early.
T-Roy, this won't be hard. It's going to be three straight runs of number 31.
Everybody in tight, power set. Here you go, run number 1. Trying to keep those legs churning. Got a little bit of a crease, but it closed pretty quickly. As the Rockets get some penetration there, good job up front. Noble, let's see. Was that Hendricks? No, that was Orr. That was Cameron Orr who got in there to make the stop. But, again, you watch the way the young freshman runs. He's got really good leg churn. He just keeps those legs working.
He also has great patience, T-Roy. He's not eager to just jump in there. He's patient, allowing his blocks to clear and finding the hole and getting off in there, and he falls positive. He's a nice-sized fellow to be in the 9th grade.
2nd down and 8, ball at the 12. Foster back to him again, goes outside now, cuts it quickly back inside, starts to move that pile as he will inch it on down closer to the 5. He'll be stopped at around the 6-yard line, so it'll bring up very manageable 3rd down now for Gordonsville.
T-Roy, look at there. Look at the 4 that come in. I'm eager to find out exactly what kind of lineup this will be. I thought it would be 3 straight runs by number 31, but they change in 4 players. I don't know if they're going to try to stretch the Rockets out and keep them kind of wide.
That's what it looks like.
To open up something. I still stand on my first inclination. It's going to be 3 straight runs, 31.
3rd down and 4, more than likely 2-down territory here. Foster from the gun. Adams in motion left to right. He'll settle in on a wing, and the pitch comes that way. He'll try to block for Vanderbiesen. Vanderbiesen lowers his head as a couple of penalty markers come in on the play.
They came in early, T-Roy, so this indicates it will be coming back.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold that time. And Noble, you saw it's just simple old-school football. It's like we're going to get the numbers on the perimeter. We feel like we can block you on the corners, and we can be powerful and just kind of play smash mouth with you.
Slow it down. Say that again, T-Roy. I am good at math, and I've always told everybody you're very smart, but I do like the fact you said it. It's a numbers game. You put the running back out there, as I said, on the tackle, outside, close to tackle. If Foster can pitch it out there quicker, all you need is numbers. You always going to bet on the running back one-on-one, T-Roy.
After the penalty now, it backs it up. suddenly becomes 3rd down and 14 for the Tigers. Get a little pressure. Here comes G Square. They dump it out in the flat. Pass caught Vandebeesen, and he will be wide open into the end zone. Touchdown Vandebeesen and Noble. They had that play designed beautifully. It was G Square coming off the edge. Vandebeesen leaks out of the backfield. They throw it right into the area vacated by G Square. He had a convoy in front of him for the touchdown. Peter, can we take a look at it again?
Let's be clear, T-Roy. What set that up? 3 straight runs of number 31. If you run it 3 straight times, then you come in expecting to run, and that they took advantage of the aggressive nature of the Rockets defense.
Point after try. Hold is good. Kick is good as well. And that was number 4, Gavin Kemp, with the extra point. And the opening drive for Gordonsville takes up 5 minutes and 2 seconds. It covers 80 yards, and it's Vandebeesen with the payoff with a 14-yard touchdown pass from Foster. 7-0 Gordonsville.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Kemp puts it in the air, and this one will leak out of bounds. Rockets will get good field position there as Kemp tried to kick that one away down that sideline, and it ended up dribbling out of bounds. So the Rockets will get good starting field position here. And now, Noble, after the impressive drive by Gordonsville, you almost feel like you need to answer here.
You certainly feel that way, T-Roy, because not only did they take time off the clock, but the aggressive nature in which they ran the ball, they simply said, we're just going to line up and we're going to blow you off the ball. That's just old school, T-Roy, and you got to stop that early, because otherwise they tell you we're going to line up and do this all night.
We got the setting for it. They have definitely went back in the time machine and put that offense in gear back in those 70s and 80s. It's just come right at you, mano a mano, and Gordonsville able to get the better of the Rockets on that drive. Now the Rockets turn. G-Square in motion. They'll turn and give. Little hesitation in the hole. Liam Bell, he will twist forward and pick up a quick 5-6 yards on 1st down. Liam Bell, who has been quite a workhorse. Bell, 64 carries, 325 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the season, averaging over 5 yards a carry. He gets 6 on 1st down.
And if you can continue to get 6 on 1st down, T-Roy, as you always know, get ahead of schedule, everything's in the playbooks open.
Yep, Eli Bell now, little stutter step, gets outside, breaks a tackle. He'll twist forward and be very close to his 1st down. I think he got it.
He's past the 45-yard line, which means they will move the stick. He's right on it, T-Roy. They ought to still move it.
Eli on the season, 52 carries, 300 yards, a couple of scores, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. That's a good 1-2 punch.
Oh, it's an excellent 1-2 punch. And you and Mr. Sweeney was talking earlier about a plethora of running backs, and it's just a running back by committee. So you also need to give credit to that front line. You can't just plug anybody in at running back, but if the front line's doing their job, it makes it look easy for the running back.
Yes, doing a nice job of getting off. You can watch it here as we've got it right in your living room. Cantrell rolls to throw, goes down the field, got a man back there just over the head of the intended target, Bell, and I think Bell was saying, hey, I'm going to settle right here in the spot. Cantrell wanted him to go down the field.
And the reason why Cantrell wanted him to go down the field, because when Bell released, no one went with him. All Bell had to do was keep running, and the only question that was going to be in the mind, could Cantrell's arm strength get the ball to Bell? He had to keep running. Nobody went with him. The safety looked over late, and Bell got turned around, and if you say he curled up, Cantrell needed him to continue running.
2nd down and 10 now. Cantrell at the line of scrimmage. Turn, give. Liam Bell trying to get in the hole as he cut back inside, and he gets piled up after a couple of yards. It'll bring up now 3rd down and 8.
I don't want to harp on it too long, T-Roy, but you cannot miss opportunities like that. When the opposing team goes down and score on the opening drive and they give you a gimme, they give you one where you release and no one's on you, you got to take that one to the house, T-Roy. You got to walk that one in.
3rd down and 8 now. Rockets will work a power set here. Bell, the deep back, man in motion. They'll give it on the jet sweep. Here comes Triple F. Fields tries to get to the corner, and he gets met as he cut it back inside. That was 34 Adams who was over there, and that was well played by Gordonsville. You sneak Triple F in, and he comes on the jet sweep, but Gordonsville did a good job of getting to the boundary and taking down Fields.
They did, T-Roy, and Gordonsville showed a great deal of team speed that time because it looked like there slightly was a hole open there, but those blue jerseys got over here rather quickly, T-Roy, and here's a case where we need to not only get off a good punt, but we're going to need this defense to stiffen up.
Foster deep to receive the punt from Cohen Grissom. Snap good. Cohen takes his time, hammers this one down the field. Foster's going to let it hit. It'll take a good rocket bounce. And this will keep rolling and be deadened inside the 10, back at the 7-yard line. Very nicely done by Cohen Grissom.
He did his part. We simply asked for a good punt. Special teams did their part. Now if the defense can do their part, get the offense the ball back in reasonable good field position, but it's going to be a test of will on the front because with their heels on the back line here, Gordonsville, you have to anticipate 2 straight runs to be able to give the quarterback Foster some space.
Yeah, and they got that thing way back there, and that is a very, very nice job by Grissom. At the 7, and now it's a long way for Gordonsville, but it was ball control that first time. Now you need your defense to step up and make the play here. Foster from the gun with a man in motion. Play clock, plenty of time on it, as Foster will roll right on the keeper. Got some running room, and he'll slide down after a nice gain, and that gets you out of the shadow of your goal line. It could have been more.
Gordonsville head coach, whomever the offensive coordinator is, I'm going to tip my hat to him. Everybody was expecting number 31 to get the ball. Even the Rockets defense closed in on him. Quarterback keeper, excellent call.
Yeah, Coach Jackson, as you said, you want to draw the attention to your back who has the hot hand. Again, Foster, everybody creeping in, respecting Van de Beesen early. Foster takes it outside on the keeper. Nice pickup on 1st down. He'll be 2nd down and 3 now from about the 14-yard line. He'll work again from the gun. Back to the ground they go, straight up the middle, shifting outside, eluding a tackle, and picking up the 1st down. Good, strong running in the center of that line. That was number 22, Jamario Williams, who comes in. And Noble, here's the thing. We got the scouting report on these guys. Williams, Van de Beesen, they weren't listed as starters.
And I'll tell you what, both of them come in listed at 5'10". Van de Beesen listed at 5'10", 150. Williams listed at 5'10", 155. And I'm going to tell you the truth, those are some nice fellows. I don't know, maybe 155 looks light these days, but those fellows look to be a little heavier, particularly Van de Beesen than 155.
I'll be honest with you, they're very sharp here early on. And these were 2 teams that were still fan bases are trying to figure out who they are. We spoke with a very nice gentleman who does the radio for Gordonsville, and he was talking about, hey, we're trying to make our way. And speaking of making our way, we'll make our way to a timeout. We'll be right back.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
Welcome back, and Ricky just confirmed what I was thinking. 31 and 32. 32, who was listed in our starting lineup, Kanan Musgrove, he is actually wearing 31. So that one change we do get. So Musgrove, who was listed in our starting lineup, is actually number 31 tonight.
And I tell you what, that makes sense.
That
makes sense. He's a senior, 5'11", 200. Because here's the thing, T-Roy. First of all, I was impressed that a freshman was getting a start, but a senior doesn't surprise me. But I certainly didn't think the guy in the backfield was 150.
Yeah.
Musgrove is listed at 5'11", 200 pounds.
Yeah, and he does great work. He just runs more like an upperclassman. That does make sense. I'm looking out there, and I thought that can't be right. They weren't even listed in the two deeps on the scouting report. So taken down there as the Rockets make penetration, and they get to Musgrove there to stop it.
Yes, indeed. In that time, and on the stop that time, number 65, Cameron Street. He also got a little help that time. You were talking about Grovernville in there. 17 got in on the tackle that time.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 now as we approach the 2-minute mark left here in the opening quarter. Ball spotted down at about the 23-yard line of Gordonsville. But whether they make it or not, they have gotten themselves out of the shadow of their own goal line. So,
with a good play call by the offensive coordinator. Excellent call.
Foster with Musgrove now to his left, and they're going to take a timeout and talk about this one. 3rd down and 6 upcoming in a 7-0 game.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway. Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal is to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
Adams in motion. Foster straight back to throw. Dumps it out, sets up the middle screen. Musgrove with it. Trying to get to the sticks, does so. Eludes a couple of tackles. He picked up his 1st down as he leans forward to about the 36-yard line. And once again, they used the pass. That run sets up the pass very well. They had the middle screen set up beautifully. Musgrove broke a couple of tackles, picks up his 1st down.
Let's tell you what, T-Roy. Not only did they allow those white jerseys to come up on the quarterback, come into the backfield with Foster, Musgrove made an excellent catch. That was an athletic catch. His body was against him, but he also broke a tackle at the 26-yard line, which gave him the 1st down.
Bears watching. Bryce Tankersley cleaned it up, and he looked like he may be a little dinged up. Coming to the corner this time, and the Rockets are right there. That's Yates in on the stop. I said Ayers. I don't know what I was thinking. I apologize for that.
And Bryce Tanksley also coming in. Keep an eye on Bryce there that time. He looked like he did something there, T-Roy. He's holding his right side.
Yeah, he hurt that on that prior play. Now, he is tough. He stuck his nose right back in there again, but you can tell he looks to be a little dinged up right now.
And that certainly is something that takes a little time to shake that off, and you certainly don't want to get right back into live action right after that happened.
2nd down and 7 as we are under a minute here in quarter number 1. Adams in motion again. They go back to the ground, straight up the middle. And that's Jamario Williams, and he'll cross the 40 out to about the 42-yard line, and that may be the final play of the quarter. But once again, Gordonsville on the move. They're going to get up over the football and try to get this play off. They're trying to catch the Rockets not lined up correctly here as Foster got to the line quickly. They're going to look over now. They may let the clock expire, but good move by Gordonsville as they wanted to try to catch the Rockets not in position. But Coach Jackson will now indeed let the time run off, in 1 quarter in the books. It's been all Tigers here on their homecoming. They lead it 7-0.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
We return quarter number 2 about to get underway here in Gordonsville. The Tigers have it 3rd down and 4 from their own 42-yard line. Time of possession right now in favor of Gordonsville. They have really played keep away from the Rockets.
Turnover, T-Roy. Let's try to get a turnover. I've seen Liam Bell try to get one on the previous play.
Man in motion. Foster, they go back to the ground, picking his way through the middle and finding the first down yardage. Noble, it looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but was able to stay vertical and pick up that first down yardage.
He's done that all night, and we haven't even
That's
played
Musgrove,
the whole
by the
half.
way.
Okay, Musgrove. Yeah. He has broken the first tackle pretty much every time he's run the ball except for 2 that I can recall.
He needed 4. He got 5. First down and 10, Gordonsville at their own 47-yard line, just underway here in the second quarter. Tigers with the football leading 7-0. Split wide side right. Brady Gentry, man in motion. Comes Kennedy left to right as Foster operates from the gun. He'll roll that way. Quick pass caught. Breaking a tackle again, picking up his first down, staying on his feet. Down the sideline he goes. One man to beat. Fields will push him out of bounds, but not before another huge gain for Gordonsville. But again, it's breaking tackles. Brady Gentry and Noble, they are running that play to perfection. They get numbers, and they've got the blockers out in front. Receivers doing a great job of breaking tackles after they do, and it's another huge gain for Gordonsville.
The inside man, the inside wide receiver ran a go route. Outside wide receiver ran an out route. He had too much cushion, had 2 broken tackles, one around the 45, another one around the 35, and he just showed his speed that time, T-Roy. But we got to tackle, T-Roy. We have to tackle the fundamentals.
Tigers down on the goal line again, and that plagued the Rockets last week against that Cascade running game. They go back inside, and that time a swarming Rocket defense gets to Musgrove early. Liam Bell right there, and he got plenty of help. Groenville getting off the bottom of the pile. There were a couple other white jerseys in there, and that was like a swarm on the ball carrier.
And it's a lot of pressure placed on the defense. Ball inside the 10. You know it's going to be bringing a 200-pound running back over in there. And T-Roy, here's what I want to ask you. Now the Tigers have forced you to keep an eye on Foster. You gotta give credit. Foster may keep it.
That's exactly where I was going. He has already shown the ability to do so. This time they again go back inside, and Musgrove's just going to keep those legs churning.
And T-Roy, if I can go back slightly for a second, here's why the threat of Foster keeping the ball is an issue. It freezes you on defense. You just cannot go run and try to wrap up Musgrove.
He got it down to the 2. He kept on fighting. And now I'm assuming 4-down territory here.
Yes, you absolutely, T-Roy. Not forget the fact it's homecoming. You're too close to the goal line not to go for it on 4 downs.
9:34 clock ticking in before this one can get underway. Looks like we've got a legal procedure here. I think it's going to back them up. Yep, a legal procedure on Gordonsville, so that'll back them up 5 and give a little shot in the arm to that Rocket defense now.
It certainly will.
But also, it gives Gordonsville a little room to throw the football the way they have done here very effectively early.
It does allow you a little space. Everybody who understands the game of football, you know that the field gets condensed once you get down here, as they call the red zone down here. But once you get this close to it, you got the back of the end zone things get kind of closed up, and all those 22 bodies out there, it's not a lot of space to throw the ball.
Foster taking his time, looking over toward the sideline. They're going to be forced to burn a timeout as the clock was down to 5. We'll take it as well. Gordonsville threatening, leading 7-0.
Rain's moving in.
Oh, yeah? Can you tell by the clouds?
No.
Red moon tonight. Dew is damaged. You feel it in your joints? The flies are bad. Cow tipped over.
No. Nope. No. No.
The wind.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
How do you know it's going to rain then?
Weather app. Free download. It's worth it.
See your local agents Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. At Apex Bank, being involved in the community is our top priority. The staff in Chapel Hill takes pride in supporting local businesses and students, from delivering Meals on Wheels and donating fish fry proceeds to giving tractor pull time and sponsoring the Rocketeer School Bank. Apex Bank is here for Chapel Hill. Come visit our location at 118 South Horton Parkway. We've got snacks and coffee, and we'd love to talk to you. Or give us a call at 931-246-7105. That's Apex Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
And we return out of the timeout. Let's see what Gordonsville has drawn up. Foster fakes the give, back to throw, got some heat, fires into the end zone, man, wide open touchdown. Foster bought just enough time, Noble. We're going to take a look here again. He got some great pressure off his backside, but he was able to shift to his left. And what a great job he did throwing this one into the end zone. Lofted it up there and a nice catch in the end zone.
I thought that was Cohen Grissom that was giving pressure, number 25, T-Roy.
Yeah, we're going to see the play that set it up there initially. To Kennedy that got him down close. Point after try on off the foot of the left footer Kemp, and it's good. So suddenly with 8:56 left here, second quarter, shades of last week. Can we see a repeat now for the Rockets? They trail 14-0.
Town banking is having decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits, while still being able to talk to a friendly voice for any of your banking needs. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 931-364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice in hometown banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Stop in and visit Mack Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mack Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mack Equipment.
12-yard touchdown pass to Gentry. And it's now 14-0 Gordonsville as Kemp set to put it in the air once more. The left footer approaches, hammers this one downfield, and it is returnable. Got a good wedge up that right sideline, now trying to cut it back. And good penetration there by the Gordonsville return team. Eli Bell looked like he might have a little bit of a crease, hopefully, Noble, but they got down quickly, closed it up, and we've got a penalty on top of it.
It did look slightly like there was a crease, but then it also looked like he may have been able to say it was not your traditional wall, but it looked like Bell looked up and seen a few white jerseys, and it looked like he was going to try to bring it back this side. So I was real eager to see if he could make it over far enough to get to his blockers.
And, of course, the penalty will be on the Rockets as well. So Noble, to add insult to injury, they're going to begin inside their 20 one more time. Field position has been in favor of Gordonsville. Time of possession, and boy, right now they're having their way with the Rockets.
They are, and it's worth noting that penalty that moved the Tigers back, it did exactly what you said. It gave them enough cushion to be able to pass the ball to Brady Gentry.
Rockets are going to line it up tight here. Give coming right, breaking a tackle, trying to keep that pile moving. And a hard-fought few yards there on first down.
They don't get any harder than that when somebody jumps and they literally jump on your back. It doesn't get any harder than that to pick up yards. Cohen Grissom.
That was Cohen Grissom. We talked about him, and Coach Stevenson said, hey, we're probably going to go to him a little bit more this week, give him an opportunity. We really feel like he's ready to have a breakout game. That was a tough and very physical run.
And he's listed at 6'3", 185, so he needed every bit of that 185 because he had a lot of blue jerseys hanging on.
Picked up 5, second down and 5 now. On the pitch, here comes Fields, spins off the tackler. He's going to pick up his first down, I do believe, as he crosses the 25 out to about the 27. He just pinballed off a would-be tackler.
Look at the replay here. Look at Cohen Grissom. We just talked about Cohen Grissom. Watch Cohen Grissom this time. He's going to get a key block. That is the effectiveness of a running game, T-Roy. We just talked about Grissom running the ball at 185. Look at that pancake block that time. That's what gave Fields the opportunity to be able to cut back. And we got an injured player down there for the Tigers, T-Roy.
Noble, let's keep it here for just a moment. Let's talk about what the Rockets are going to do. Last week, they got in that 15-0 hole. What did they do? They put Fields in the game. They got a couple of guys out there to block for him. They tried to line everybody up tight like they're doing now. Let him go wide. They pick up the first down there. Let's see how this drive progresses.
And here's what has to happen. We talked about it, as you alluded to. You talked about last week and trying to see if this is have any resemblance to last week. At some point in time, you still have to stop the Tigers, T-Roy. So what we're going to have to eventually see is you got to stop the Tigers, but also guess what? What happened last week that was key? The Rockets started moving the ball. So what has to also happen, it's twofold. You got to stop the Tigers on defense, but you got to start moving the ball.
Yeah, you got to keep your defense fresh. You know, a lot of those guys are playing both ways anyway, but the ones that aren't, you want to keep them as fresh as you can. And right now, time of possession squarely on the side of the Tigers. Rockets had a short possession in their first one. Gordonsville gets them off the field, and they come right back and score again. So now I think it becomes important, just like last week, Noble. The Rockets were in a situation where they could have gone down 22-23-0. Defense stiffens, makes a stop, offense scores. You got it here as an offense. This is a chance you need to move the ball down the field, take some time off the clock, get you some confidence heading into the locker room.
Worth noting, T-Roy, last week started off kind of sloppy, though. This game has had a few penalties, but not nearly what we've seen in the past, but no turnovers thus far. Last week, that first half, I can't even explain what we were looking at.
Cantrell under center. Turn, little pitch. Grissom gets to the corner, just pulls his way forward. He's just dragging guys across the 35 out to about the 38. That's old school football. Lower that shoulder and just take on tacklers.
Watch Grissom. Watch him lower his shoulder. Old school sweep, T-Roy. You remember back in the days when you used to bring your little tackle, watch the lineman kind of come out here and pull, and you're running back. Look at the lineman. Get him off the field, get downfield, and your wide receiver down there blocking, and then your tailback just puts his shoulder pads down. That's how coach teaches it. You want to get your shoulder pads level, and you want to get all your energy under you and use that thrust from your legs.
And that enthusiastic tackler might not be quite as enthusiastic next time. He did a Derrick Henry, just threw a guy off. Here comes Grissom again across the midfield stripe, twisting and turning. Cohen Grissom, a brute.
Tell you what, T-Roy, one more time. Watch this. It's that same leg power we talked about. Cohen Grissom there. Watch this energy. He has the crowd electric, T-Roy. This young man here, he's getting the ball. They blocking for him. Look at it right here. Look at Cohen Grissom. Pow. That's one pow. He's going to keep running, break off a tackle. Speed, picks up speed, and turns and twists. Look like an A button or a B button on the Madden game, T-Roy.
That's physical. That gets your team fired up. Back to him they go again. He does the same thing, just running over people. Look at those guys going backward. Cohen Grissom. Now we got a couple of penalties coming in late.
We do, T-Roy, but before we get to the penalties, let's look at C-Jeezy one more time. That's the previous play that time, and I'll see if I can get Peter to kind of look here, T-Roy, for the folks at home. Look at Cohen Grissom. He breaks the first tackle. He gets to that second level, then the third level. That's power right there, 185 pounds.
With you. That is what gets guys into the game, man. He is running over people. He is not shying away from contact at all.
You said Coach Eli Stevenson gave you a little heads up, right? He said expect Cohen Grissom. You didn't know you was going to get this much Cohen Grissom, though.
Hey, I'm loving what we're seeing right now. That is physicality at its finest.
And I guess what? The frustration is wearing on the homecoming crowd also. A little extra penalty there, a little extracurricular push that time. 15-yard penalty. Let's get on the board, Rockets.
Down to the Gordonsville 22. Here comes that pitch. Here comes Grissom again. Grissom lowers that shoulder. They're still trying to take him down as he takes another couple of would-be tacklers for a 2 or 3 yard ride.
T-Roy, don't get mad at me. I'm going to ask Peter to run that for me again. Come on, Mr. Wilson. If Cohen Grissom keep running the ball like this, we will make him a household name. Look at the 6'3", 185-pound sophomore. Look at the leg strength and the power, T-Roy. This is old school right here. Just line up Coach Eli Stevenson. Keep giving him the ball. Feed him the run. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me.
Put your china up. There is a bull in the shop right now, and he is coming right at you into your living room. Here comes Fields, triple F. He says, I'm going to do my best physical impression. He leans forward, gets very close to that goal line. First down and goal, and the light switch has been flipped. What was a lackluster effort so far by the Rockets, Cohen Grissom has gotten everybody energized right now.
We said 2 things had to take place, T-Roy. One of them has transpired. Look here. We needed the offense to get clicking, and this offense is clicking. The front line is pushing up. Right after this play, T-Roy, Cantrell, quarterback sneak right off the gut. Ain't nobody over the center.
Bell, the deep back. They went with the scissor, and before this one gets started, a little illegal procedure will back them up 5. That's what you don't want to have happen right here.
T-Roy, let me calm down a little bit. I don't know how it works, and Coach going to get mad at me. If anybody go back and listen to this, Cantrell come up, nobody's over the center, T-Roy. You got to sneak that one in, my man. Ain't no linebacker there. Go ahead and get that touchdown, Cantrell.
Hey, I'm going to do it this way now. Here's what I'm thinking. You got Grissom. He's been your horse. Let him get pay dirt.
I'm not mad at that either, but I tell you what, my man, ain't nobody lined up over the center.
From the 7, Bell straight up the middle. Liam with a nice cut back over the 5. He'll get down to about the 3. Good burst. But right now, the Rocket line beginning to really pay dividends as they're pushing guys off the line of scrimmage.
I tell you what, you can only pay dividends with an investment. Summer practice, getting on that sled and going in there in that weight room, these young men here prepared for this. You wanted them to get back into the game. The only way you can get back into the game is to put some points on the board and electrify this defense, get the ball back, mess around this game, be 14-14 by halftime.
Haynes bringing the play in. He'll split wide right. Eli Bell slot right. Liam Bell, your deep back. Hand G square coming left, and Gordonsville watched a little film on that one. They were anticipating that carry, and that was number 11 getting there. That was Wyatt Langford, who was right there with G square as he got the handoff, and it'll now bring up 3rd down, and it'll be back around the 5-yard line.
And yes, the loss of down there kind of changes things up. You're not necessarily that close, but I tell you what, T-Roy, I already know what you're going to tell me, and everybody at home listening, they know it's 14-0. It doesn't even matter if you get in on this particular play. You're already running 2 plays, correct?
Yes. Baby Bull is back in there. Grissom is behind Cantrell. They turn and pitch to him, and Gordonsville is going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well in a 14-0 game.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
And welcome back. Announcing his arrival very loudly, Cohen Grissom says, I am the train. You better get off the tracks if you do not want to get run over. Physicality.
Choo-choo.
Grissom, 5 carries, 50 yards on the drive. And he's back in on 3rd down and goal from the 5.
No finesse. Let's go straight power. Give me a lead block. let one of those running backs block and get a ball to the other running back.
Late getting Tankersley in. Now everybody's set, but Rockets are going to take a timeout of their own. Out of that timeout, they didn't get what they wanted in, so they're forced to burn one as well. We'll take a quick one.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital is Marshall County's premier small animal veterinary hospital. As part of the community since 1977, our 4 doctors and highly skilled team offer preventative care, internal medicine, general surgery, and ultrasound. In addition, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital and offers a full-service grooming and lodging for your companions. Give us a call to schedule an appointment. Lewisburg Animal Hospital is proud to be your other family doctor.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
Out of the timeout, let's see if they go back to that baby Brahma bull behind Aiden Cantrell. He's going to block. He gets a good one on the corner, and Eli Bell says, I'm going to slide into second base. Get the touchdown, but we got a penalty marker on the play. Once again, Grissom using his physicality, this time to block the way for his classmate Eli Bell, who did his best job of sliding into second base as he got right into the end zone and beat the defender, but going to come back.
That's that little chess match. We've seen the Tigers doing that quite often, getting the running back a little leverage that time, getting on the edge, and Coach Eli Stevenson pulled it out his playbook as well, but due to the penalty, not as effective. So this right here changes up the whole playbook, T-Roy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think this, we talk about Grissom, I think he matches what Coach Stevenson wants to do with this offense. He wants to be physical. You got the baby Brahma. I think he's the guy that really exemplifies what they want to be. They want to be that physical team that's just going to punch you in the mouth, and he has really been good on this drive. But the penalties have backed him up here. 3rd down and goal from back at the 16 now. Cantrell rolls. They got 2 men. This is going to come back anyway. Throw back across the field, and nobody knew what was going on there. Fields saw the pass coming his way, and he was like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't know that was coming here. Got 2 guys in motion when the ball snapped. A lot of confusion there out of the timeout.
2 guys in motion, almost ran into each other, T-Roy, and I'm having trouble to figure out how we got the play snapped and how the official allowed all that to happen, because I was hoping Cantrell would get that ball out of his hand because they were still coming at him.
They've got some confusion, though, Noble, because they were forced to burn a timeout out of a timeout because they had some confusion, and now after another timeout, you have this.
You have 6 new players coming onto the field. What you have, T-Roy, and you have the 7th player, G Square, and you know what that means. We're going to put some points on the board.
Yep, field goal attempt here. They declined the penalty, so with 4:01 left, Rockets going to try to get on the board. G Square, they'll set it down at the 22. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Snap good, set good, kick blocked. Rockets will cover it before Gordonsville can scoop and score, but Gordonsville gets through.
Aiden Cantrell just saved 6, T-Roy. There was not a Rocket interested in going to get that block kick. Aiden Cantrell, your quarterback, heads up play. He saved 6 points.
Yes.
And he still gave you the luxury of still being in this contest, because it would have possibly been 21-0, and it could very well, from what we just highlighted, seeing Cohen Grissom run after run and all the energy and excitement, that block kick, you run that block kick back to the house, T-Roy, and it deflates you.
Yes. And it is a little deflating to get down there and have the penalties kill your drive. Now Foster's really trying to throw the dagger. He's got a man back there, but overthrew him. Had a couple of steps back there, and once again it was a touchdown maker from before, Gentry. And that time Foster just aired it out. He did a little overthrow Joe Milton action there as he shot it over his streaking receiver.
T-Roy, Gentry ran a beautiful route. He ran a big league route. The young man ran a post route. He ran 15 yards downfield. He planted his left foot, shook his outside shoulder like he was going to go outside, got the defender turned around, and ran a post route. And had the ball been on him, he would have been still running to the house.
Now Gordonsville will shift around. Going back to the ground. Coming left, Williams. Got a blocker out there, but that was a really nice job by Reggie Pearson.
Yes,
he
indeed.
saved a first down because they had the numbers on that side, but Pearson fought off the block, found Williams, and took him down.
Yes, indeed. That's what we need. We need those big front linemen for the Rockets to get in the backfield. You got to put a little pressure. T-Roy, I'm going to say this. It's critical right now that this defense, I know they may be a little fatigued. They got to try to muscle up, and they got to try to be able to make sure that no points put on the board. And I know this doesn't sound very flattering at this point, considering everything that's taking place. Need to try to get into the locker room 14-0.
Exactly. Play clock down at 4. They got to get this one off in a hurry. Penalty marker comes out as Foster will rip this one across the middle. Sliding catch. Are they going to give him the catch? They say it is a catch. Rockets are going to protest this one heavily.
I don't think you can get anything for a protest in high school, T-Roy. One of these gentlemen here with the hat on is going to have to say he's seen the ball hit the ground. And I'm going to tell you, we on the visiting side, this official here had the best look, but I tell you what, that penalty may negate the whole conversation.
But what that does is it doesn't give you the luxury because he would have had a first down. So you can't decline the penalty. So you got to take the penalty here. And it gives them another opportunity offensively.
Well, I tell you what, if they passed on that down in distance, you have to assume this is obvious passing down in distance as well.
3rd and 14 now. 2:49 left here, second quarter.
T-Roy, we haven't seen a trip set out here all night, have we?
No, we have not, but we're about to for the first time.
That's going to be a run. It's going to the running back, T-Roy.
No, they come back left side quickly. One-on-one coverage there, and they will pick up a first down. Boy, what a play call on 3rd down, Noble. They lined up everybody to the right side. Defense shifted that way. They had one guy back short side of the field, threw it quickly to him, had no time for the defense to adjust. He went straight up the field, picked up his first down.
We have not seen that all night, T-Roy. You and I, we didn't necessarily see that in the scouting report. You brought trips over here to this far side, and you went to the only single wide receiver out there and hit him with a quick route. And T-Roy, as a result of that, they still got the ball. And as you said, that penalty there didn't get a chance to negate decline the penalty because of the reception.
So now, under 2.5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Gordonsville trying to tack on more points before halftime in a 14-0 game. And Noble, they have been extremely impressive. I think right now they're probably as proud of, I haven't seen the film on them a lot. I think they've got to be really proud of what they have accomplished right now. This is not a bad Rocket defense by any stretch of the imagination, but they have really come out and kept the defense on their heels with the way they've thrown the football and ran the football. They really can't get a read on tendency.
I'm still comfortable saying this is a great Rockets defense. So, translation, the Tigers, effective and efficient. They're doing an excellent job. And when they just drawing the X's and O's and they are executing those, T-Roy, blocking up front, they're getting a push off front, and the running backs are hitting the hole. And not only are they hitting the holes, but they breaking tackles. So
it almost feels like death by 1,000 paper cuts. I mean, they are just really being very efficient offensively right now. First down from the 42. Man in motion, snap fielded by Foster. They go back to the ground. Not an awful lot there. G-Square, Bryce Tankersley. Let's see who else gets off the bottom of the pile. They do make the stop after a gain of only 1, maybe 2. Gordonsville is going to be up to the line of scrimmage quickly here. Foster looking toward that sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock, but the game clock beginning to wind now. 1:45 remaining. Once again, man in motion right to left. Foster, pitch, coming left. Got plenty of blockers in front. across the midfield stripe, down into Rocket territory and out of bounds. And Noble, again, numbers. It's a numbers game. They ran that first man in motion from right to left. He settles in, then they come back with the pitch from Adams running that way. He already had the extra blocker in front and a full complement of blockers in front of him. However, it will come back with the penalty.
You got to feel good if you're the coaching staff. If you can draw up the plays and you can give your players, put them in position of success and just see them executed. Unfortunately, at that time they had the penalty, but you said it, T-Roy. You said it first quarter, you said it second quarter. It's a numbers game. And guess what? Everybody at home who knows football know it is all about the numbers.
Clock now may become a little bit more of a factor. 1:29 left here. Second down again after the penalty. Second down and 15 for Gordonsville. Once again, same play, man in motion. They show that same look. Now Foster back to pass. He's going to air it out again. Down the field, just over the head of Gentry, and we're going to get an interference call from the backside. And I
tell you what, T-Roy, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the back judge, they gonna have a conversation. I don't know that this will hold up, and I should not be this premature with my statement. He had the best view, T-Roy. Let's look at it.
We're gonna look at it again.
Look at it.
I want to see this.
Look at it. Now watch which official calls it, T-Roy. I didn't see any contact in live play, but look at the official in the picture. He did not call it. I think they gonna huddle up. If they don't pick this up, T-Roy, I'm gonna do my best to keep my mouth closed, but the one who had the best view of that, he didn't call it, and he ran up to the other official, and they had a conference. I'm going to say that this will not be a penalty, but I'll see if I'm speaking prematurely or not.
No, it's going to be a penalty, and here's why. The official that made the call from the backside, he immediately went to the official that was closest to the play, and he put his hand on his hip and tugged like he saw the defender get a piece of jersey from the backside. On our replay, we didn't see it, but that's what he was calling.
Okay, thank you, T-Roy, and I apologize to the gentleman there that made the call. So I was looking at the actual play. So what you're saying is when he was en route, he was slowing him down. He had some jersey.
That's what the official said. Now, in our replay, I didn't see that either, but nonetheless, puts Gordonsville closer to the goal line as they go quickly on the swing pass out there, and it will be incomplete for Gordonsville. That's a good thing. You didn't want the clock to run there. It wouldn't have been much of a gain anyway.
No, you certainly didn't want that. So, and I apologize to the official, T-Roy. He was watching. He had his primary coverage area, and he was calling that, and I was watching the play.
Now, again, I didn't see a lot of that going on, but he immediately went to the other official and tugged at his hip, kind of like he said maybe he turned him or made some interference with him going down the field.
I will say this, though. The Tigers wide receiver, he got behind two Rocket defense players.
Quick throw again. Pass caught on the sideline, eluding a tackle now, and he'll still be able to get out of bounds. Two things you did not want to happen, actually three. They picked up a first down, they eluded the tackle, and they got out of bounds.
Look at there, my man. You go from two things I don't want to see to three things I don't want to see. Now I don't like your numbers.
I'm not liking this number either, my man. Under a minute left, 58.2 seconds. Can this defense stiffen and hold here and keep Gordonsville from putting more points on the board? Once again, man in motion, and we've got a legal procedure before this one ever starts. The official steps in quickly from the back. So somebody must have moved up front, so that'll cost them 5. Don't know what kind of leg Kemp has got, but they're not thinking 3 right now.
I tell you what, though, don't know what kind of leg he has, but if he can put up 3, what a swing that would be from the Rockets trying to get 3 to the Tigers ending up with 3.
Yeah. Foster now. Clock moving. Back to throw. Pumps. Goes down the field. Got a man back there. Pass is incomplete, and we've got another yellow penalty marker. And no, it may be the same call we saw last time.
T-Roy, the young man ran an out and up. The young man ran a 10-yard out. He had the wire. He went out, and the quarterback, Foster, pump fake, old school. That's when I say when the coaches write the X's and O's, they get real excited when you execute them. The wide receiver ran a 10-yard out, Troy. the quarterback Foster pump fake like he was throwing the 10-yard out, and the defender broke up and wanted to go for the big play, and the wide receiver went upfield, and I could not see if he held him, but I'm assuming that the official had the best vantage, and guess what? I'm glad he did hold him because it would have been a touchdown perhaps.
First down now from the 25-yard line. Clock at 36.9 seconds left. Gordonsville again. Foster trying to help his team reach pay dirt. Rockets trying to keep him out of the end zone. Give. Williams got hit hard. Big Reggie Pearson. He got some help from William Bell, and boy, you talk about running into a brick wall.
Hey, we got the windows up here open, and I want you to see Mr. Peter Wilson. Cue it up for me. The 6'3", 230-pound senior, number 68, Reggie Pearson, the contact. Now, in the instant replay, you're not going to hear the big thump from Reggie Pearson, but we heard it up here. I want you to feel it, though.
Look at him feel.
Bang! That's what I'm talking about. And T-Roy, the agility of a fellow that size, Reggie Pearson, to be able to get off his block and to get in there and square up and make that tackle.
And on a good note for Reggie, got his first college offer this week, and you can see why. I mean, fighting off the tackle, we've seen him a couple of times individually get off blocks and get to the ball carrier. That was a huge time for him to make a big play, the senior coming up large.
Think about it, T-Roy. Why would you not be able to use a 6'3", 230-pound fellow with his agility? You see what I mean? He got size, and we already know if you can get anybody with size, coaches going to look at that, and they look at him on film and they say, hey, we can teach him whatever else we want to teach him. We just like that raw talent, and we like that size. That's a nice-sized gentleman there, Reggie Pearson.
15 seconds left here in the quarter. Whistle blows again. They won't be able to get this one off, and Rockets are going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick one. We'll be back.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Big couple of plays upcoming. Can the Rockets keep the Tigers off the board and go into halftime trailing by just 14-0? Gordonsville. Foster back. Quick throw, incomplete. They tried to go to the sideline quickly, and Noble, they were just thinking, hey, we're going to get out of bounds, take 2 or 3 seconds, get a little closer, take our shot.
He was harried that time. Cohen Grissom in the backfield, applying a little pressure. Cameron Street, number 65, also back there. So you got to force Foster to have a quick release.
Now it's 4th down. 4th down and about 4 after the pass play. They were trying to get out of bounds quickly. They're going to go for it here. Foster right back to that same play, and they will get out of bounds. Quick strike. That was number 8, Waylon Kennedy. They went back to the same play they had just run, and this time they hit it. 5.4 seconds left, and it looks like, are we seeing Kemp here?
T-Roy, I'm not exactly looking at the alignment for the Rockets on defense at the cornerback, but for you to keep hitting that quick hitter there, it has to be too much cushion that you're giving the wide receiver. And Foster's able to have a quick release, and the wide receiver is able to run the route and get out of bounds.
Gordonsville trying to put points on the board here. Kemp, as they're going to set this one down at about the 24-yard line. It'll be a 34-yard attempt for the left footer. Snap good. set good. Kick on the way, and the kick is good. So on the final play of the half, Gordonsville connects from 34 yards out, and your halftime score now, Gordonsville 17 and Forrest nothing.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat, and that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway. Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal was to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
Folks, welcome back here at halftime. 17-0 Gordonsville. And the Tigers on their homecoming, they have come out and really played inspired football. This is a good-looking football team here in the first half.
It is an excellent-looking football team, T-Roy. I didn't know really much about the Tigers, but not only do they have a few athletes in there, but the play calling, the X's and O's, but the execution has been nice. But I will say they have gotten a little assistance. So I don't want to. They have gotten a little assistance, but there have been some holes there for them to run in. But it comes back to the basics. Some of the score and some of the numbers we're gonna hear from Mr. Sweeney. It's been a contribution from the Rockets with some of that, T-Roy.
Yep. Mr. Sweeney, do you have the stats for us here at halftime? And we'll go forward. After that, we'll make a little analysis, but go ahead with the stats.
I do. The only thing I don't have is the penalties added up for Gordonsville, but I can go ahead and with the halftime stats as a team, as both teams have compiled some numbers. Rockets, not many plays, only 15 offensive plays, 13 rushes and 2 pass attempts, 13 carries tonight, 84 yards, and that's the extent of the Rocket offense tonight, 84 yards on the ground. On the other hand, balanced attack, and as y'all described, very, very good run offense. 20 carries, rushing the ball tonight, good for 88 yards. They were 7 of 11 passing for 121 yards. So total offense for Gordonsville 209. They win that battle 209 to 84. Individually, Fletcher Fields for the Rockets, 3 carries, 20 yards. Liam Bale, 3 carries, 12 yards. Gavin Grissom, 1 carry for -2. Cohen Grissom got his chance and made the most of it. 5 carries for 50 yards, and 3 of those carries were for first downs. Eli Bale, 1 carry for 4 yards. And Rockets were penalized 6 times for 65 yards. Now, I'm not saying they committed all those penalties, especially the pass interference, which was a little questionable, but 6 for 65. I'm just a stat man. I'm not the referee.
And you're an excellent stat man.
You bet you are, sir.
A lot of times I referee from up here. Maybe I need to calm down a little bit.
We just need to take our test. We referee every week. We probably just need to take our test.
I like it. I like it.
Now, Musgrove went out with an injury, and he was doing some damage for Gordonsville. What a great runner he proved to be. 12 carries for 58 yards. He started out his first 4 carries. He had 44 yards on those first 4. Then he went 1, 0, 5, 4, 0, 5, -1, -1. So they finally got his number. And then he went down on an injury on playing defense. So we haven't seen him since that injury. But he leads them at halftime, 12 carries for 58 yards. Quarterback Jay Foster, 1 for 7. Kyle Adams, 1 carry for 8. And Jamario Williams, who is basically took the place of Musgrove, he has 6 carries for 15 yards. Again, all the pass receptions up till that last one was for double digits. So Jay Foster with a great arm, accurate, got some good receivers, know how to catch a ball, know how to keep going, know how to get open also. Breaking tackles, get out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got a great offensive first half. I don't know how you could get any better if you're going to draw it up. They drawed it up just perfectly, and they lead it here at halftime, 17-0.
I say, fellas, this coaching staff, and take your hats off to this Gordonsville group. Coach Stevenson said this will be a well-coached group. They're going to be a challenge. His words were prophetic. They are a very well-coached team. They knew what they wanted to do. They executed their game plan extremely well. Very disciplined for the most part, and they are going to be a tough out. Rockets are going to have to really play well here in the second half. They dug themselves a hole, and they're going to have to play well to get out of it.
And Mr. Sweeney kind of said it best there, T-Roy. I'm glad he has the stats. I was up here trying to figure out. We're looking at a balanced offense, but here's the thing. All we seen early on was Musgrove. Yeah. Usually you have a team, when you're having that much success, they keep trying to pound the rock.
Yeah.
This team here, they took a second gear and they went in a different direction, and they showed you they can be just as effective with the X's and O's in the passing game.
Yeah, the only other rushing yards was 30 yards from the other backs. So he had 58 of the 88 on the ground, and I think they're going to rely on the pass in the second half.
And T-Roy, Mr. Sweeney also said it best. The routes that the wide receivers are running, not only are they getting open, they're running routes that you run when you have like a receiver coach who may have played at a higher level, and he come into your program and he teach you how to plant your foot and how to get the defense off balance. They have run some beautiful routes. I've seen a couple post routes that's been to perfection, but also, T-Roy, you've spoken quite often about their ability to get out into the flat and have cushion to where they catch the ball, and there's no one within 2 or 3 yards of them to bring them down, and then they've been breaking tackles after that.
Yeah, they've had some excellent play calling, and as an offensive coach, when you can get the opposing defensive coordinator back on his heels where they can't anticipate what's coming, you're a dangerous play caller, and that's what they've done. They have had the Rockets back on their heels defensively for a lot of this first half.
I don't know if the pass receivers can, as they're running those routes, can look in the eye of the Rocket defenders, but that seems like that's what they're doing, because he's missed a couple of passes, big touchdown opportunity passes. They were wide open on a few of those that he's missed. He hadn't missed but 4.
Well, yeah, and you say that's a great point. We're talking about being down 17-0. It could be a little worse at this point if he hits a couple of those over-the-top shots. It could be 24-0 looking right now. So, the Rockets, again, I think you go in at halftime if you're Coach Stevenson and say, okay, look, fellas, the script is the same. We were down 15-0 against Cascade last week in the second quarter. We're going to go in the third quarter here down 17. I've got to have you focus. I've got to have you play with the intensity that you played with on the drive where Cohen Grissom got the football. But I think the thing is, you got to find somebody. Grissom inspired not only the coaches, his teammates, the fans in the stands, and the announcers. People were up. There was an energy level when he had the football that you didn't see the rest of that first half. Now, when they got down there in scoring position, they couldn't punch it across. But when he's taking them down the field, this sideline's jumping, these stands are jumping, these guys are playing with an edge. That's what you got to find. You got to say, hey, I don't care what you use to get it, but you got to find that same edge that you had in that drive in the second quarter and use it this whole second half.
And we got to the turnovers and the mistakes. Not so many turnovers. Let's see, we don't even have a turnover.
No turnovers in the game by either team, Mr. Sweeney.
But we had a couple of mistakes down here, a couple of 5-yard penalties, maybe a 10-yard holding penalty, and that just shot ourselves right in the foot. They should have just. Of course, I'm undefeated as a coach.
And I understand. And Mr. Sweeney, I'm gonna come back to you. The same drive that T-Row was talking about. I'm going to go ahead and go on record. I was energized myself when I seen Cohen Grissom doing that. I heard the crowd get electric. It looked as though the Rockets was finna go in and score, and it was going to be 14-7.
Yeah.
And here's what happened. On third down, they ran the ball, lost some yards. And then they got a penalty and kind of put them back, had to settle for a field goal attempt. Then it got blocked. And what I want to also communicate, Mr. Sweeney, here's what I'm trying to get to. That was only one drive that I seen where they were effective. The rest of the first half, T-Roy, the offense pretty much was non-existent.
Here's the thing too: that the coaches are going to be probably kicking themselves over in the end of or at halftime. You get down here in a situation where you had the defense on your heels, had to take a timeout. Then you have a chance to get your play set. You don't have your play called correctly coming out of the huddle back onto the field. You're forced to burn another timeout, and then you get the penalty after that. So the coaches were not upset that they weren't upset. They were upset that they didn't get the right personnel on. They were very unhappy about that, having to burn another timeout. That's another thing that kind of you felt the out of the balloon a little bit.
That come after a timeout.
Yeah.
That come after a timeout.
We took the ball with 8:56 to go at our own 14, had an 11-play drive and just about scored, but didn't. And the air out of the balloon is a correct assessment right there.
And also, gentlemen, don't want to go too far back with it, but we missed a big play. We had a wide receiver. A little miscommunication between the wide receiver and the quarterback. We had a wide receiver running free down the field, and we didn't get those 7 points either.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's 17-0. You always want to go back, and you always want to do a bunch of what-ifs, but what I'm trying to set up is when they come back second half, you cannot leave those plays unfinished. You have to hit those in the second half.
It's still doable. I don't think we put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I mean, they tried to contain him, it looked like, but there wasn't anybody going after him.
Yeah. I tell you what, Mr. Sweeney. Credit the Tigers. Growing Gordonsville. Watch this.
Kept that pocket.
Well, I think what happened was this. Me and Troy was talking about it. They ran. All you got was heavy doses of number 31 at Musgrove. And Musgrove had so much success early on. So what they did was the Rockets defense started to cram inside,
the run,
and they sold out on the run. And what ended up happening, they started dumping the ball over the rusher's head to Musgrove, and they started dumping and dinking the little ball. So what that does is this: as a lineman, you're a little hesitant to rush the quarterback once you've been burned a couple times. So again, Troy's saying they got the defense on their heels. At one point in time, must grow. And then once they start dinking and dunking, now and then you sprinkle in Foster, who had the little quarterback keeper when everybody crammed inside.
Yeah.
It forces the big lineman to say, hey, I got to play gap protection. I cannot just press the quarterback. I got to stay at home. So again, it's a game of chess where the Tigers are saying, I'm going to keep you on your toes. I'm going to keep you guessing. That's why they're not rushing the quarterback.
Yeah, we can't be afraid to do our job. We got to leave the afraidness, if that's a word,
fear
out of the
fear is now. Yes, indeed. It is now. Yes,
out
indeed.
of the equation, and play a little different second half.
Fellas, with that being said, let's pay a few bills, take a break. We'll be back here to Gordonsville after.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
Rain's moving in.
Oh, yeah? You can tell by the clouds?
No.
Red moon tonight. Dew is damaged. You feel it in your joints? The flies are bad. Cow's tipped over.
No. Nope. No. No.
The wind.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
How do you know it's gonna rain then?
Weather app. Free download. It's worth it.
See your local agent, Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. At Apex Bank, being involved in the community is our top priority. The staff in Chapel Hill takes pride in supporting local businesses and students. From delivering Meals on Wheels and donating fish fry proceeds to giving tractor pull time and sponsoring the Rocketeer School Bank, Apex Bank is here for Chapel Hill. Come visit our location at 118 South Horton Parkway. We've got snacks and coffee, and we'd love to talk to you. Or give us a call at 931-246-7105. That's Apex Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Hometown banking is having decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits, while still being able to talk to a friendly voice for any of your banking needs. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 931-364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice in hometown banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Stop in and visit Mack Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mack Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our two other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mack Equipment.
And welcome back here at halftime as teams getting set to make their way back out on the field. Noble, we want to mention something. Our good friend, Mr. Ronald Robinson, who we have traveled many miles up and down the road with over the years doing football games. He has got a big event coming up tomorrow that we want to emphasize for him. Community health event. It'll take place tomorrow from 9 until 12. It will be at the George Turner Community Center, 741 Silver Street in Lewisburg. Everyone is invited. They've got free health screenings that will be offered. COVID-19 vaccines, flu vaccines, blood pressure checks, blood glucose checks, cholesterol, HIV and AIDS checks, dental screenings, eye pressure screenings. They'll have information and pamphlets available on diabetes, high blood pressure and cholesterol, heart disease and stroke, eye, dental health, medical health. They've got a number of things going on there, and it is a free health community event tomorrow at the George Turner Center from 9 until 12. Thank our good buddy, Mr. Ronnie Ronald, for making that presentation for us to where we could get that on for you.
And yes, Mr. Ronald Robinson used to do the videography for us and travel with us, T. Roy, but currently, as you just mentioned there, the community health event there, currently serving as the role as executive director for the Lewisburg Housing Authority. But as you said there, all the reasons for the community to come out, and we can never do enough wellness checks. So excellent event there at the Lewisburg Housing Authority. And yes, Mr. Ronald Robinson, certainly appreciate you getting that information to us to share with the community.
The old adage would go, if I had a nickel for every mile we had traveled together, me and Ronnie Ronald would be retired. We'd still be doing this, but we wouldn't be doing our day jobs.
Well, I tell you what, my man, you and Mr. Ronald Robinson, you all have excellent memories of spending a great deal of weekends and time with sports and things of that nature. So always traveling, and both of you old guys, speaking of community health events, I've always told both of you guys y'all do a lot. And Mr. Ronnie Robinson, he does a lot as well. You do a lot as well, T. Roy. So we all need to do a fair job of not only supporting young folks in sports and all that, but also taking care of ourselves.
We're looking at just right in front of our vantage point here. G Square's talking with Mr. Larry Rojo Chapman, and it looked like he may have been holding a hip. Maybe he's picked up a little hip pointer somewhere along the way.
You have to keep an eye, T. Roy, and I'm going to keep an eye, T. I'm going to keep an eye out for my young man here. You know how I feel about number 16, Bryce Tankersley, the senior, 5'9", 160. You've heard about all his accolades from his junior year. I know earlier we were keeping an eye on him. He had we don't know if it was a little stinger or something, but that contact he had back to back. So I'm not sure if he's 100% himself. So I'm real interested to see his ability, if he'll be able to go or not, but I certainly want to keep an eye out for that young man there, because he may not be playing at 100%, because he may not be himself fully tonight.
They're going to try. He'll do everything he can to be out there. That you do know, but it looked like he did get a little dinged up, and hopefully he'll be okay as this time of the season injuries begin to mount. So for the Rockets, they've got to regroup and get ready for this second half, trailing 17-0. We'll be back with your second half kickoff after this.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
Welcome back. Troy Cash and Noble Mays, Ricky Sweeney, Mr. Peter Wilson, Miss Caden Anderson. Bring you all the action here from scenic Gordonsville. It has been a picturesque setting, beautiful spot for a football game, right on top of the action. And right now, the home folks have celebrated homecoming. They're pretty happy right now. They lead it 17-0. Rockets have got a couple of quarters to turn it around.
They look like they're still celebrating homecoming. Have you ever seen a team come out of a new banner at halftime? I've never seen that. They got a whole new banner coming out at halftime like it's the start of the game, T-Roy.
Maybe they didn't get to run through like they wanted to begin with the homecoming festivities. But I'm like you. I've never seen a set. Did you see them run through a banner the first time? I did see some guys with flags coming on the field.
I seen some guys with flags. I don't know if they came through a banner. So they came through a banner. Peter said, yes. There you go. I got 2 honor students over here telling me they seen a banner before the game. So that means 2 banners. Sight unseen. I've never seen 2 banners in the same game, T-Roy.
I have not either. We've been around for a while.
A long time. Seen a lot of football.
Seen a lot of football.
Seen a lot of football. Never seen you bust through a banner twice.
For the first time tonight, Noble, I found myself in a position where the gentleman that does the radio for Gordonsville, he was telling me, he said, man, I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing it 23 years. And I'm like, yeah, I've been doing it longer than you have, dude. Man, I got 26 now.
See, long time, my man. But I tell you what,
I used to be on the other end of that spectrum now, man. Now it's the first time I'm like, yeah, I'm really old, because even the guys that tell me I've been doing it a long time, I got a few years on them now.
No, you look young, and I tell you what, you continue to do this, and it'll keep you young.
Exactly.
Young
I do
man.
believe
yes,
that.
Yes, indeed. You continue to do this, it'll keep you young.
Kickoff. This one lying down the center of the field, taking on a hop. They lost it, and then it's picked up by Cohen Grissom. He just had to kind of fall on it. Middle of the field, it looked like Antonio Marable had a shot at it, and I'm not sure whether he didn't get it cleanly or it bounced off of him.
It bounced off of him almost like a shortstop, T-Roy, and since that, you got to help me out with your vocabulary. What's that oblong? What's the shape of that football? I'm trying to figure out. But don't worry about it. We on broadcast live, and everybody's looking at me crazy. But there is a shape to that football that will not allow you to scoop it up if it bounces into your pads.
Rockets a long way from pay dirt. They'll go to the ground. Eli Bell squirts out across the, got out across the 20, out to about the 22-yard line. Pretty good pickup there on first down. Rockets are saying, you know what, we're not going to abandon what we do. We're going to run the football. We got plenty of time left, and we want to try to establish ourselves out of the locker room.
Yes, indeed. Ahead of the sticks. Give credit to my man, Gravy Allen, that time, number 71. Lead block that time, downfield blocking. So this is how you get back in the game. You do it slowly, T-Roy.
Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Cantrell three-step drop. Fires it out to G Square, and he almost made a spectacular catch, but it was a beautiful defensive play by Brady Gentry, the guy who's caught a couple of touchdown passes. G Square almost did a little OBJ and brought that in with one hand, but at the last moment, Gentry got a hand on it and knocked it away.
I think G Square was going to pull that one in, but as you said, let's just give credit to Gentry on defense that time. He knocked the ball down.
3rd down now, 3rd and 5 for the Rockets. In motion, they'll give it. Here comes Triple F trying to get to the outside corner. And the first tackler got to him, and you don't see that very often. He squared up in space. And let's see, Noble, that was number 18. That is Fuller making the stop. He had some help, but if Fields can get by him, he picks up his first down at least. It'll now bring up 4th and 4.
You got to credit the Tiger defense that time because Gravy Allen, he kicked out. He did his block, and then the running back kind of sealed in. Actually, Gravy Allen's block tried to dodge him, so he avoided him. So when he runs out of the line of sight of trying to tackle the running back, he's blocked himself.
I'm just impressed with Fuller. You're not going to get Fields one-on-one very often and make a play. Cohen Grissom gets it out of there. High, spiraling punt. Settling under it and making the fair catch at the 48-yard line is Foster. And here is where Gordonsville will begin their first possession of the 3rd quarter. Right now, they get the field position turned in their favor. But that was a nice punt by Grissom.
It was a nice punt.
Always forget.
Punt, the hang time on it. It afforded Antonio Marable to get down there, and you got to give Foster credit. He had 3 white jerseys hollering in his ear that time, and he was very poised that time and caught it right in the little sack there.
That's what you want. Give your punter, put it up there in the air, and hopefully force that turnover by the returner fumbling it. Back to the ground they go, straight up the middle. Quick hitter across the midfield stripe into Rocket territory at the 47. Jamario Williams again, and it's Carson Yates there on the stop, but not before he picks up 5.
He did pick up 5, but guess what? Carson Yates, tackle, immediate tackle. No break of the tackle that time, and that's what we need. We need them to wrap up. So, yes, before you get mad at me, it was a 5-yard pickup, but he did not break the tackle and get additional yards.
Well, they're nice. They're glad to have Yates back in the lineup. Of course, he's been injured and fought his way to get back, so nice play there. 2nd down and 5. Back to the ground, back to Williams. Slides outside. He'll pick up his first down. Noble, he went inside, saw the hole break open to his left, immediately cut that way, picked up an extra 5-6 yards, and in that picks up his first down now at the Rocket 39.
That was excellent vision. He also broke a tackle near the backfield, T-Roy. Once he broke the tackle, he had his head up, and as you said, excellent vision. But guess what? He had the quickness to be able to get over there, T-Roy.
Yeah, you're right.
He put it all together. He broke a tackle, then he had the vision to find the hole, and then he had the quickness to get there.
I can see that hole. I just can't get there. Man in motion. They'll pitch again. Once again they had numbers, but boy, did G Square break through that time. They did that same play, Noble, and they made a nice adjustment. We're going to watch it again. Watch them flood this side of the field, and you watch G Square come here.
And he's going to get some help from Carson Yates also. But I want you to see G Square. Watch Gavin Grissom come up and put the contact on him. Watch this, T-Roy.
Watch him fight through. Bang.
And then
Nicely
clean it
done.
up. Carson Yates come clean it up as well. None other than your 6'2", 195-pound. Y'all know him as the kicker, but I just call him G Square.
He ain't 295 now.
I tell you what. 195, 6'2". My bad, G Square.
2nd and 14. Pitch comes fumble, but they pick it back up. Williams trying to get what he can, but all he finds is a lot of white jerseys, and now they're swarming to the football, and for the first time in a while, they got Gordonsville behind the sticks.
They do, T-Roy, and I tell you what, if you could find a way to get off this field. They bringing in some fresh bodies right here. Got to get them in because Gordonsville is lined up there. Got to get them set, T-Roy. Need to be able to get off the field. They are way behind the sticks, T-Roy. What is it, third down and
Third down and 14. Under 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. Play clock, though, they've still got plenty of time. They got up to the line of scrimmage. They've still got 10 on the play clock. Foster out of that gun. Man in motion. They're going to roll right. Got some heat. Firing down the field, pass a jump ball, and it is caught. Holy moly. Gentry again makes an outstanding catch in traffic. Double coverage, Noble.
It is double coverage. Foster threw the ball up that time, T-Roy, and he basically said, I trust my man. I'm going to throw it up, and I'm going to give my athlete a chance. He threw the ball in double coverage, T-Roy, and that ball has to be knocked down by a Rocket. But look here, just throws it up, T-Roy. And then there it is. Gentry goes up, high points the ball, T-Roy, and comes down with it in the midst of two white jerseys.
Gentry has had himself quite a night. Defense was back there, Noble. They were in position, had a chance, but Gentry just went up and got it.
And sometimes games break down to players just making plays.
Mm-hmm. Back to the ground as they go with a new running back for the first time tonight. That's number 27, Bryson Grisham. He's a 5'8", 175-pound junior getting the call for the first time, and we've got an injured Tiger. With that, let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital is Marshall County's premier small animal veterinary hospital. As part of the community since 1977, our 4 doctors and highly skilled team offer preventative care, internal medicine, general surgery, and ultrasound. In addition, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital and offers a full-service grooming and lodging for your companions. Give us a call to schedule an appointment. Lewisburg Animal Hospital is proud to be your other family doctor.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
As you can see, Colton Clemens is the injured Tiger. Clemens, 6 foot, 235-pound senior, and they are out there giving him some attention. And Noble early on looked like maybe that was a lower body injury, and hopefully it is not a serious one, but they're taking some time with him right now.
Yeah, he based upon the way his body was kind of positioned that time and him favoring his lower extremities, you fully anticipate if he does walk off the field, he's going to walk off with some assistance.
Yeah, and you can tell he is in some pain right now as they continue to attend to him. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to get him up, so I guess we will keep it here. Coach Stevenson, a nice gesture. He goes out to check, make sure the young man's okay.
And there it is, T-Roy. You've heard me say it before. If you and I knew he was going to need assistance, why would they allow him to start walking on his own? I never have understood the concept of that. You spend time out there checking on my leg. You spend time out there asking me questions. You poking and you prod me, and I'm communicating to you what hurts, and then you get me up off the ground, and you let me walk to the sideline on my own. I don't get it.
I know, and I think, too, for the player, he's saying, hey, I'm going to get up and walk because I want to play again. But sometimes you got to overrule with better judgment when you're hurt. So, I'm like you.
I don't understand the simple concept of it, the simplicity of it. I need assistance to the sideline, but you're going to let me try to walk off on my own. I don't get that.
Ball spotted down at the 18, 2nd down and 11 now. Pitch coming right, 20, 15. Diving forward down to about the 10, and once again it's that same play, Noble. They're just coming to that short side of the field with Grisham.
T-Roy, my man, thankfully he's not 100%, and it looks like he's going to play through it. But again, contact there, and he's
you can see him right now.
I kind of want him to take care of himself, though. I know if I'm sitting there looking at him and I'm concerned about him, I need the coach to be concerned.
Yeah, the official
he's going to take care of it. Appreciate it, Mr. Official.
Yeah, that's a good job right there. And I don't know whether Noble, I'm trying to look. I couldn't tell whether it's more of that arm or he really got his bell rung. And I know he's had some concussion issues, so I know they're probably very concerned about that.
That was a physical hit that time. And when I say physical, it was the running back who also was being very physical. So, and you got to keep in mind, Tankersley in the first half, he was kind of nursing his side as well. So I just want him to take care of himself.
3rd and 6. Foster rolls across the middle, wide open touchdown. Who's that man?
That's Gentry, T-Roy. You know him by now.
Man, he ran another great route, Noble. He uncovered, and Noble, the thing about it is that play set up, and we're going to take a peek at this again from Peter. I want you to look at a couple of things. Watch the receiver that he had to his left. See the guy, he could have thrown it there, but streaking across the back of the end zone was Gentry. That was a great route all the way around.
Not only a great route, but what about the arm strength? We always hear arm strength. Foster was running away from his body and threw it against the grain.
Kemp for the point after try. The left footer's kick is on the way and good. And with 6:05 left here in the 3rd, it's now Gordonsville 24 and the Rockets nothing.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Amigos Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Welcome back, Gordonsville once again. Gentry and Foster, that combination has been really good here tonight. They connect again as the kick fumble picked up at about the 15, 20. Fields looking for space, 25. Gets out to about the 30, 31-yard line where the Rockets will begin this drive. But once again, boy, Gordonsville has been machine-like tonight. They have been surgical in what they have done, picking apart the Rockets on both sides of the football tonight. This team has been exceptional.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy. As you draw it up, we call them X's and O's, but as a coach, you can only be proud of your young men when they execute. They've been executing this evening.
Well, when you got Jimmys and Joes and you can call X's and O's, it makes it really nice, and that's what's happened here tonight. Gordonsville's got some really good players in blue and white tonight, and the coaches have called a great game plan for them, and they have executed it wonderfully.
They have, and you just have to take your hat off. Every once in a while, T-Roy, as an opposing team.
Man, you got – no, I'm sorry. You got to get him out of the game.
I'll leave it alone, T-Roy. You know, the young man is an all-caliber player. You need him later on in the season, not tonight.
Yeah, he's a warrior now. He is holding that arm, and he just doesn't look like – I mean, he's giving it all he's got. Fumble on the play. G-Square got hit, lost the football, and what else happens? Gordonsville picks it up. They are Johnny on the spot. Tankersley, man, he's just a warrior. He is trying to stay out there giving it his all, but you can tell he's not 100%.
He's not 100%, T-Roy. And here's the thing. When you're not 100%, one, you're not doing yourself any favor with your health, but you're also not helping the other 10 out.
Yeah.
So I just –
and mentally, too. You're more drained mentally because you're worried about your own physical condition. You're more susceptible to getting further injury.
Yes, indeed. Well said, sir.
1st and 10 from the 40 as Foster back to work. Pump fakes. He's going to go down the field again. Got a man back there. Incomplete. That time, good coverage by Eli Bell as he did not fall for the fake that time.
Yes, indeed, T-Roy. It was the same out-and-up route that time, and Eli Bell in coverage, and Foster. For one of the few times, Foster, he didn't throw a great pass either.
Now, here's the thing. We have seen all season long this front seven be able to get pressure. They haven't been in the backfield harassing Foster tonight. He had a good, clean pocket and plenty of time to throw the football that time.
Who you want to credit for that, T-Roy?
Their offensive line has been good. Back to the ground they go, pushing forward. Liam Bell says, you know what, I'm going to take out a little frustration here, as he gets the runner right at the line of scrimmage. That was 27 again, Bryson Grisham. And Liam Bell, he was very physical that time.
He was. Carson Yates down on the bottom. Carson Yates said, I'll get him low. Bell said, I'll get him high.
3rd down now and 9 from the Rockets' 39. Clock continuing to move. We're under 5 minutes left here, 3rd quarter.
They just slowing the game down now, T-Roy. No hurry at all, and I don't know that you can fault them for that, right?
Well, I think they've done great. Okay. Back to throw. Pass is caught. Once again, they go down the sideline, breaking a tackle, and that same receiver one more time. And Ricky just gave me a note here, and let me.
Yes, sir. You
go
check
ahead.
on the note.
Yeah.
We're going to look at a replay here. Mr. Peter Wilson going to show it to us again. You're going to see Gentry. Gentry going to watch the out route here. Foster drops back. He throws the ball on the break. We have a missed tackle there. He's up the sideline, yards after the catch. 1st down there. And here's another opportunity for the Tigers. And we do have a penalty down there. And T-Roy, I might have missed it. There may have been a little extracurricular. Somebody may have hit Gentry out of bounds. But here's the thing. They ran that out route again, and they had so much cushion out there in the flat.
They have switched jerseys, Noble. And Ricky just told us 14, who was listed in our program, that we saw walk out on the field here for homecoming, and we talked about him not being able to play. Hancock, that's actually Gentry. So they've switched jerseys, obviously. So 14 and 15. So 14 that we've been taught, or 14 that we saw was out of the game.
Yes.
That is actually Hancock playing with number 15, who we've been giving Gentry credit all night long. Mr. Hancock, very sorry about that, but, man, he has had a game tonight. No matter who it is, 15 has been – they're going to see 15 in their dreams for a while.
Now, slow down, T-Roy. It matters to Hancock who it is now. To you, it may not matter, but what you're telling me is what we've been calling Gentry number 15 is actually Hancock.
Yes.
There you go.
1st and 10 1st and goal from the 3. They're going to power it forward with Grisham. We got a penalty marker right in the center of the field, so probably going to come back.
And T-Roy, come back full circle for me. When they were coming out for the coin toss, you were letting us know, and everybody at home in your pregame prep, you were saying that number 14 Hancock was the player to watch, right?
Right,
and
one of the players, yes.
And we seen him in street clothes, so we thought maybe.
We thought, yeah.
Yes, indeed. We thought maybe it wasn't no issue. And then Gentry show up, and he played lights out, and then we try to figure out where he come from, but ended up being Hancock in disguise.
Yeah. Very well put, Noble.
I do that occasionally.
With the penalty now, Rockets back them up a little bit, and I'm going to be honest with you. I just tonight I really feel like this has been just a well coached, precision Gordonsville football team.
I concur.
Foster back to the ground, right up the middle, trying to get in, and did he get there? Yes, he did. Grisham, one final player to get through, and he got to the goal line, put that football across, and Gordonsville now has taken a 30-0 lead.
T-Roy, straight up the gut, straight up the gut. And the only way you can go straight up the gut is the same thing you've been talking about. It's that push by the front lineman up there at Gordonsville. And here's the thing. Whenever we get ready to hear Mr. Sweeney start to talk about the yards catching and the yards rushing, you got to thank the line for pass protection, and you got to thank them for the rush, being able to block in the rushing game.
Yeah, Kemp on for the point after try once more. It doesn't matter what back they put in there. They've had some success as Kemp hammers the point after try home. And with 3:46 left here in the third, it is now 31-0 Gordonsville.
Eye Care Clinic, Dr. Jeffrey Jordan and his staff offer a wide range of services, including comprehensive eye exams, advanced testing, and eye disease management. Fashion frames from top names like Guess and Kate Spade. They also stay on top of new eye care advances like Vuity and Upneat. And that unique Dr. J touch that always leaves you with a smile until your next visit. Make your appointment at 359-4373. Advanced Eye Care Clinic, 815 East Commerce.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home doesn't have to be. Ream Heating Equipment was designed to bring affordable comfort to any home. So no matter your budget, we can help you feel comfortable, even when you can't be comfortable.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
When it's time for a tune-up or a new HVAC system, contact the trusted pros at Clint's Air Care for expert service and installation.
And welcome back. Looking at a few scores, Cascade obviously put a lot of eggs in the Forrest basket last week. They trailed at halftime to Monterey 21-3. That's a little bit of a surprise.
They out of eggs. Look like, my man, they got a hole in their basket this week.
Certainly a surprise here. Fayetteville and Sequatchie County locked in a 14-14 battle at halftime. Grundy County up on Community 31-10 in the third. Marion County up on Tyner, and of course Marion County's coming up next week. Marion County up 28-0 over Tyner as the return out across the 35 to about the 36-37 yard line. Giles County defeating Watertown. This one a little closer than I thought, Noble. 21-16 in the third quarter. Giles over Watertown. Expected that one to be a little more distant there.
I can understand. Caliber of players, you would have thought that score would have been a little more lopsided than what you just stated.
Here's a couple more we want to look at. Cornersville up on Cannon County 25-15 at halftime. And Marshall County beating Creekwood 31-0 at the half.
That's not surprising.
As the Rockets back to the ground game, trying to battle up front now. It's getting a little chippy.
Yes, it is, T-Roy. Yes, it is.
They're going after each other after the whistle. Liam Bell on the carry. Picks up a couple there. And they'll get Groenveld into the contest. 2nd and 7 after the gain of 3. 2:40 left here, third quarter. Groenveld now as a receiver. Wide left, they'll run his way. Bell cuts it back inside. Eli on the move, 45 to the 40. Can he get there? 30, 25, 20. Drugged down from behind at the 15-yard line. Eli Bell, and Bell down. He went down rather awkwardly when they drug him down on the sideline, and he is hurting. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back. Oh, sorry. We'll take the break after this replay. I'm sorry. Bell gets outside, and you watch him. Great speed down the sideline, but at the end of the play, you can tell he got rolled up a little bit. And they're going to attend to him. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
Joseph Fowler and his outstanding staff are dedicated to providing the most effective, clinically superior physical therapy humanly possible. They make it easy to get back in the game by accepting most insurances, including Medicare. They specialize in total joint replacement rehab and orthopedic conditions. They'll help get your range of motion, flexibility, and your strength back. They even assist in dizziness and balance disorders. Get yourself back in the game at Benchmark Physical Therapy, 4654 Nashville Highway. Chapel Hill Family Dentistry has been serving the oral care needs of Chapel Hill and the surrounding area since 2006. They're a general and cosmetic dental practice dedicated to improving your smile and the overall oral health of you and your entire family. Their goal was to provide superior quality health care in a comfortable environment. Call and schedule your appointment today at 364-4557. That's Dr. William Bell and the Chapel Hill Dentistry staff, proud supporters of the Forrest Rockets.
And welcome back as they continue to attend to Eli Bell on the sideline. Marvelous run by him. 4 carries, 64 yards now for Eli. Looks like they've got him up as he's going to limp over toward the sideline, and I'm going to be honest with you, he's in some pain right now. They're going to try to probably get him seated and continue to work on him, but man, that's almost insult to injury right now, fellas. It has not been the Rockets' night, and that's definitely not one of the players you want to see anybody get hurt, but Marion County coming up next week, that's a guy you want at full strength.
Yeah, now you don't want to see Bell go down. You certainly don't want to see Eli Bell go down.
1st and 10, back to the ground they go with Fletcher Fields. Fields gets hit hard as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not a lot there. May have picked up a couple. 2nd down and 8. And Triple F has been limited tonight. He has not gotten a lot of touches.
He has not, T-Roy. And I'll tell you what, we haven't said much about it. Rockets hadn't had the ball very often, but hadn't had a lot of success. We haven't even necessarily talked about Cantrell in the passing game at all.
No.
Kind of took that away from
2nd and 8. Pitch. Here comes Grissom. Grissom lowers his shoulder. He's taking on 3 blockers. Able to pick up his 1st down, and he'll be very close, down to about the 2-yard line. And you just had a feeling, Noble, with the kind of night he's had, it would be fitting if he just drug a couple more guys into the end zone. The Brahma Bull getting loose again.
And I tell you what would also be fitting. You know, coaches, they stay in tune with the game. You're supposed to give the ball to Grissom.
Yes.
You're supposed to let him put the first score of the game on the board.
1st down and goal. Back to the Brahma Bull, and he is lowering that head, taking on tacklers. Did he get there? Did he get there? Yes, he did. Cohen Grissom. Noble, that is what you do, as you said. As a coach, you give it to the guy who brought you there.
And that's how you do it, young man. Young man been playing his heart out all night. Folks at home, look at there. 6'3", 185-pound sophomore, number 25, Cohen Grissom.
Grissom takes it to the house. G Square now on for the point after try, and it is good. And with 1:05 left here in the 3rd, Rockets finally break the ice. It's now 31-7, Gordonsville.
There's always something new to try at Brooks Grocery. Sure, they've got all your everyday needs, the best meat department anywhere, and quality boar's head meats in the deli. But they've also got a great hot bar with a wide selection of steaming hot favorites, and they even have a selection of sushi. They sprinkle in brand new offerings and Brooks favorites like Jack's Trail Mix and a huge selection of tasty candies. All this with that special hometown touch. Find your next favorite food at Brooks Grocery.
Are you tired of wrestling with your yard? High grass, weeds, and no time got you down for the count? Make your yard look like a champ with the Ric Flair of lawn care, Mr. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control. He'll have your yard styling and profiling with fresh cut grass and new landscaping. He's a grass mowing, plant growing, forest pride showing son of a gun. If you want your yard to be the best, you got to call the best. Tate Garvin at Garvin's Ground Control, 931-703-7997. Woo!
The Brahma Bull finishing it off. Cohen Grissom muscling his way into the end zone, and the Rockets finally hit the scoreboard. It is now 31-7 here, late in the 3rd quarter, but that was something as an offense you needed. You got to think forward to next week. You got Marion County coming to the house. You got to have some kind of confidence level. You got to have something positive going into next week. You don't want to continue to get beaten down here tonight, because it could be devastating if you're already in a bad mental frame of mind with Marion County coming to town next week. At least here, you're trying to battle, stay in the game.
And T-Roy, I think you look too far ahead. I know this game here may be out of reach, but everybody knows you don't want to be shut out. So
No,
you
exactly.
You put
No.
up those points just to say tonight we didn't get shut out.
Onside kick, and it is fielded there by Gordonsville, and that was a nice set of hands. That was going back in the hole and making the play at shortstop. That was 19, Spencer Pipes. At least that's who's listed as number 19.
Hey, I tell you what, maybe next time we'll go over there to the other booth and ask them who's actually suited up for them, because I'm not sure exactly if the person who's listed here is actually in that uniform.
Gordonsville's offense, which has been dynamic here tonight, they'll trot back onto the field with 1:03 left here in the third.
Now, wouldn't that be interesting, T-Roy? Because their two best players tonight are not in the jerseys
Exactly.
in which they listed. How often does the Tigers do something like that? How
I
often
don't
do they
know.
do that?
Give straight ahead and nothing there. That was Cameron Orr. Got some help from Gravy Allen as the interior line does a nice job of stuffing Grisham there.
Yes, indeed. And that's been missing tonight, T-Roy. Those white jerseys in the backfield, stopping them either for a loss of yards or right at the line of scrimmage, have not had a lot of success doing either one of those this evening.
They got some very physical linemen, do the Tigers. A little pistol set now. Rolling, throwing, pass caught. Up the sideline, first down and more as they'll get it into Rocket territory at about the 47-yard line. Just under 20 seconds left here in the quarter. And once again, not Gentry, but Hancock. It was 15 doing the damage, Dalton Hancock.
And it was Kennedy, number 8, another wide receiver. He's been going in motion all evening, but he was out there. He provided that key block that time. So, again, T-Roy, Yak, yards after the catch. I don't know. I don't know. I know we don't keep up with that, but they've got so many yards after the catch.
And again, they're just going to let the time wind down here in the third quarter. They'll raise four fingers aloft to the crowd and head over to the sideline feeling really good about themselves. 3 in the books here from Gordonsville. The home folks leading it 31-7.
Rain's moving in. Oh, yeah? Can you tell by the clouds? No. Red moon tonight. Dew is damaged. You feel it in your joints? The flies are bad. Cow's tipped over.
No. Nope. No. No.
The wind.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
How do you know it's going to rain then?
Weather app. Free download. It's worth it.
See your local agent Scott Bond and Troy Cashin. At Apex Bank, being involved in the community is our top priority. The staff in Chapel Hill takes pride in supporting local businesses and students, from delivering Meals on Wheels and donating fish fry proceeds to giving tractor pull time and sponsoring the Rocketeer School Bank. Apex Bank is here for Chapel Hill. Come visit our location at 118 South Horton Parkway. We've got snacks and coffee, and we'd love to talk to you. Or give us a call at 931-246-7105. That's Apex Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Dalton Hancock, 6 catches, 142 yards, and a couple of touchdowns tonight as he's been a rocket killer thus far.
How many catches?
6.
How many yards?
142.
Wow, T-Roy, that's 23.6 yards a catch.
Pass again, comes right side, caught, and it'll be very close to another first down. They're spreading it around a little bit now. That's number 13, Maddox Randolph, into the action. He's listed as a freshman.
It's still the same route, though. It's still out in the flat. They just changing jerseys, changing wide receivers, but they still putting them out in the flat.
And here comes one of those young Rockets that we would love to see, Jacob Tincher. He had a great middle school career. They'll work him in here a little bit in his freshman season. Niles Taylor in the contest, creeping close to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 1 for Gordonsville. Pitch coming right. Grisham lowers his head, and I'm not sure he got the first down. That was Heinrichs over there.
No, sir. He didn't get enough for that. They're not even going to move the stick, T-Roy.
So 3rd down now.
Barely got to the line, back to the line, initial line of scrimmage.
Aiden Heinrichs, the senior, taking him on and taking him down at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 1 now for Gordonsville. Foster looks around now back toward the sideline. And Noble, you got to think they get to the line of scrimmage quickly. They got plenty of time to look over at the coach, change plays if they like. They go back. Grisham, center of the field. He's going to pick up his first down, break free, and Fletcher Fields is able to hold him up without him scoring. But another first down as he broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and carried it down to about the 20-yard line. Another first down.
Yes, it is.
Here comes Haynes off, and Haynes not looking very good right now himself. Look like he's a little injured.
He's not. Now I still got my eyes on Tankersley, and he came up again and started favoring his side again. So he's in a lot of pain as well. And I know you all tell me commending the young man for playing through the pain, but
if we're in his position, we're going to try to do it because we feel like we owe our teammates. But in the grand scheme, I mean, like I say, you don't want him to get further injured.
I don't want to see him further injured, and I know the significance of having him later on in the season. Yeah. I know that he's going to be a much more value added later on in the season than he is for the second half of this game.
They get through and are able to take Grisham down. And, of course, we haven't seen since the very start of the game, we hadn't seen Musgrove. He got injured early on. It's been Grisham a lot of the way, but it hadn't made very much difference tonight who they have been running.
And Musgrove is right over there standing to the side, so he's playing around over there, but no one's going to send him back in the game. He's over there dancing around a little bit now.
Foster and Hancock have been rocket killers tonight. Back to the ground again, just straight up the middle. Now we've got a little extracurricular here. Big number 69. He was continuing his block well after the whistle was over with and right in front of the official, but he's kind of like, it's okay, boys. Y'all carry on.
Yeah, I think sometimes the officials, I don't mean any offense, but sometimes they look up at the score clock and they try to figure out how to get to the locker room themselves.
Yeah, I live one county over. It's 9 o'clock. I'm not going to take another 15, 20 seconds. Let me
look at you.
Keep this one in my pocket. Rolling right. Foster got some heat from G Square. Eludes him. Fires. Pass is caught. And let's see. He goes back to the freshman again. 13, Maddox Randolph. We do have a penalty marker, however, there. G Square got some heat on Foster that time, though.
And he had to check off his initial primary receiver there. Waylon Kennedy, number 8, ran the post route that time. Tankersley had him in the end zone, and he had to check down and go to his secondary receiver.
Let's see what the official call is going to be here. It looks like the Rockets are backing up, Noble.
Well, that would mean it would be, fourth down. It was penalty on the Tigers and it's declined. It's fourth down, T-Roy.
So 4th down and 7. They're going to bring on the field goal unit again. Kemp, who hit from 34 earlier, they're going to spot this one down at the 26. It'll be a 36-yarder. Kemp, the left footer. Snap good. Set good. Kick on the way. This one will be just a little wide right. No good. So the Rocket defense has held, and they'll get the ball back with 8:08. We'll keep it here as the Rockets now will try to mount a little rally here in the fourth quarter.
And T-Roy, I want to see what the personnel looks like. I know they brought in a few new guys on defense. I'm just trying to figure out if they'll bring in a few new guys on offense, and so I am always eager to make sure we call some names. But as I'm looking, it looked like some of the same gentlemen who have played all night. So no one necessarily new on offense at the moment. Everybody who's out there now has been playing most of the evening. I want to give a shout out. I hadn't called his name all night. Luke Swihart is also in on offense, number 7.
One receiver this time, right side. Cantrell does not like what he sees, and he has forced to burn a timeout. They didn't have enough men on the field, it doesn't look like, so timeout taken by the Rockets. We'll take it as well.
Town banking is having decisions made by a bank right here in your town, not in another city, county, or even state. It's neighbors and friends who know your name and take time to greet you when you walk in. It's modern technology such as online banking and mobile check deposits, while still being able to talk to a friendly voice for any of your banking needs. Come visit us at 4641 Nashville Highway or call us at 931-364-7888. First Commerce Bank, your first choice in hometown banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stop in and visit Mack Equipment, your largest Exmark and Cub Cadet dealer in the state of Tennessee. Locally owned and operated in the heart of Chapel Hill at 109 North Horton Parkway, next to Southern Roots Hair Salon. Mack Equipment offers parts, sales, service, and rental. Their factory-certified technicians also service multiple brands of outdoor power equipment, making this a perfect stop for your future equipment repairs. Don't forget to visit our 2 other locations in Murfreesboro and Lewisburg. That's Mack Equipment.
And welcome back after the timeout. Rockets with a football. Cantrell turns and pitches. Now they're going to throw downfield. Grissom, back there, pass is intercepted. They had really good coverage, and he may have been better served that time, Noble, just to eat that one.
Yes, indeed. Man-to-man coverage. He was covered the whole time by the corner out here on the island, plus he had the safety over the top that was going to be able to protect him. So, again, that ball was not a ball that should have been placed in that particular area.
Coach Stevens is not happy. He's pleading his case about something. I'm not sure what right now.
I'm going to assume he's saying that the ball hit the ground and never was possessed. It wasn't caught cleanly.
Okay.
He's saying it was not an interception. The DB did not come down with the ball is what Coach is saying.
Officials are going to give it back to the Tigers after the turnover now with 7:56 remaining. They've got it at their own 48-yard line.
And at this league, we don't have a little flag to throw out there, T-Roy, so all you can do is talk to the man in his ear, and that's about all you can do.
I want to ask a question after this. Grisham with the run. We got a penalty marker back here. Tankers we got just thrown that time after the whistle was over with. No, I got to ask a question, though. You're going to run that trick play. I wouldn't unveil that tonight. Maybe I'll wait for another time because it's on film now. You may need that thing later on.
It is on film, T-Roy. I don't have a response to actually provide to you, T-Roy. It's on film. And I tell you what, I do have a response to give you. Coach is communicating to you and me and anyone else who want to second guess him. He's still coaching this game.
Oh yeah.
So he went for a play and he was looking.
I think they're trying to get some momentum late in this contest, but I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just thinking, hey, if you've got that in your back pocket, not gonna help you tonight.
I got it, but you presented it out there, and I gave you a response. The only one I could give you.
Yeah, I got you.
Coach said I'm still doing my job, and that's the play I drew up.
Swihart. I said, so I was looking at them. That was 7 in blue. Backed up after the penalty. They still got Foster in the game. Rolling right, pass caught again. Noble, they have. You talked about it. They got to have a guy that's coaching those receivers that has played at a different level. Those are some crisp routes.
I keep telling you, T-Roy, every chance I get to tell you, I don't know who the wide receiver coach is over there, but he played at some level. He played at a high level. The route running, they are taking advantage of the cushion that the Rockets are giving them, but they're planting their foot. And they're running routes that will give the quarterback Foster an opportunity to make a completion, high percentage completion. Yeah. It's a route in the flat, T-Roy.
And Foster has been on the money all night, rolling right. Grisham with the carry. He'll elude one tackle, fall forward to about the midfield stripe, maybe just shy of it. But Noble, I mean, you got to think here. Foster has just been, man, he has been on the money.
He has been. He certainly has been. And when Mr. Sweeney comes back, now you will probably be impressed when you hear Hancock's number. He has been targeted quite often, but I don't want you to lose sight of the fact Foster been throwing the rock. Now he's been putting the ball to where Hancock could be. Now Hancock is running excellent routes. But the young man is throwing an accurate ball to him as well, T-Roy.
Yes, he definitely is. 3rd down and 8 now as they're trying to overcome that penalty. He's going to roll, throwing across his body. Pass incomplete as he attended again for 13, Maddox Randolph.
Now, I'll tell you what, that ball wasn't caught, but I want to credit Foster. Who else could have caught that?
His receiver, that's it.
See what I'm talking about? Even
yes.
though the ball was not caught, it's either my receiver catches the ball or it's incomplete.
But did his receiver get his hands on it?
He touched it.
He did.
He touched it. So what? Hold on, Troy. Let me put a little pressure on you. You saying he put his hands on it? He was supposed to catch it?
He put quarterback put it anywhere. I mean, the only place, I'm with you, put it only place he could put it. Rockets trying to get personnel on the field, and they're going to be forced to burn another timeout. Timeout taken, we'll take it as well.
Funeral home and cremation services had its beginning in 1939 when Thomas H. Lawrence established the business. Lawrence Funeral Home has always strived to provide compassionate, dignified, and professional service to every family it serves, regardless of their circumstances. Lawrence Funeral Home pledges to the families of Marshall and surrounding counties to continue providing excellence in funeral service. In your time of need, our family is there for your family. Lawrence Funeral Home and Cremation Service.
Are you moving to the area and need a place to store your possessions? Are you trying to declutter your existing space or needing a place to park your boat, RV, truck, trailer, or camper? There's a simple solution. It's Highway 99 Storage. Conveniently located off Highway 99 and James King Road, it's a lighted, secure, and fenced-in area to keep your valuables safe. New units available with climate control. Call 364-5678 to rent. That's Highway 99 Storage.
Welcome back. Rockets set to get it back now, as I believe this is the first punt of the night. High in the air. It's going to hit and take a really nice Gordonsville bounce and be downed inside the 10, back at the 8. So the Rockets will take over inside their own 10 with about 5:35 left here in this fourth quarter. Still trailing 31-7. Next up, it does not get any easier. You get to go back home next week after a couple of road trips, but it'll be Marion County coming into town.
It doesn't matter what year it is. If you say it's Marion County, it's not easy, my man.
Yeah, and you say that throughout any school in this county. That's Marshall County, that's Gordonsville, that's Forrest. They've all had, I'm not sure about Gordonsville, but I know Marshall County and Forrest have definitely had their run-ins with Marion County before.
Yes, they have. And you don't necessarily want to put up wins and losses up against Marion County.
Cantrell, Give, William Bell fighting his way across the 10 out to about the 12. And for the Rockets, you just have to go back and lick your wounds, and you have to do it pretty quickly, Noble. You got to get prepared for Marion County because, as we've talked about, it's not going to be easy. Even though you get them at home, it's not going to be easy as the Warriors will come to town with a full head of steam.
Can we agree one last time, T-Roy, that this Gordonsville Tigers team, they played a superb game tonight?
They have played a great game tonight. I'm going to be honest with you. They're 3-3. I don't know how they're 3-3. If they play like this every game, Smith County is going to be really good. They beat East Robertson 14-7. They just beat them 25-19 in game one. So, you think about that one. That's going to be, if you have one, a quality loss for them playing up. But, man, I'm going to be honest with you. They have just come out here and executed on both sides of the football. This might be the best team we played.
All three phases. Special teams, they've done well in special teams as well. Field goal, the only punch you said they had inside the 10, they've done excellent. And blocked the kick.
Cantrell rolls, looking. He'll fire down the field. Got a man back there. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Carson Yates, and I think he may have been thinking, I'm about to turn and head the other way and see if I can get 6 here. But ends up glancing off his fingertips, and it'll be 4th down.
T-Roy, he has a cast on one hand. Carson Yates has a cast on one hand, T-Roy. Now, I'm just saying it to you as nice as I know. He has a cast on one hand, so I think that played a bigger role in what just happened than anything.
No doubt.
He has a cast on his hand, T-Roy.
You can't ask a guy to make a catch like that far down the field. And it's tough if it's 5 yards swinging it out of the backfield.
And here's the thing. I don't know the word. Go ahead, T-Roy.
punt gets out of there, and it will be down at the Rocket 45.
And I keep trying to figure out, and everybody in the booth up here with me is smarter than me, there is a word for the shape of that football. And I thought I was trying to say it, but no one up here said
oblong?
Yes, that's what I said earlier, but maybe I was mispronouncing it. And what I'm saying is it's going to be hard to catch it if it hits your pass, but it's certainly going to be hard to catch it with a cast on.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't even notice that, man. I could see him with his back to me. Man, did not. I mean, that's not on Yates there at all. Wow.
You can't put it on Cantrell either now.
No, well-thrown football. No.
Okay,
no.
then. Okay, Cantrell put the ball right. Okay,
no.
Okay, T-Roy.
Inside handoff, and they're just going to wrap it up here. Noble, they're ready to take it to the house.
I think they are, T-Roy. It's 4 minutes and about 20 seconds counting. But
Peter, go ahead, put your mic on. Let's get Peter in on the conversation here. Peter, give us some scientific knowledge here, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, now he's finna talk over my head too. Here we go. Let me listen in.
This is why we have our young folks with us. They're very intelligent. Go ahead, Peter. Let me see if I got you turned up. Go ahead.
It says the shape of a football is a prolate spheroid.
Pronounce that one more time, Mr. Wilson. Pronounce that again a little slower for me, though.
Prolate spheroid.
That's why I've been up here stuttering, my man. See what I mean?
Hey, this will be the only broadcast that you will find the word prolate spheroid used. I would just almost guarantee that one, but that's why we got our young folks with us. They're dropping some knowledge on us tonight.
I tried my best to tell you what you had.
All
Mr.
right.
Wilson, Miss Anderson, class of 2026, both of them.
Way smarter than us.
Brighter than I've ever been, T-Roy.
Under 4 minutes left. We hope we're keeping it interesting for you here down the stretch. We're going to find something to focus on here. Backup quarterback in as they go back to the ground. Rockets able to get in and take the ball carrier down. Got number 11 in the contest for Gordonsville. Let's see, he carrying the football. That is Wyatt Langford. And
in on the stop, Drew Glover, number 64. Number 35 in on the stop also for the Rockets. Help me out there, number 35.
Vanderploeg.
Thank you very much.
Vanderploeg.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Peter looked at me. We've been over this one before. Peter's worked with me on this one, Vanderploeg.
You know Peter know all the sophomore class.
Yes. 3rd down and 14. Back to the ground and right up the middle they go. And pretty close to picking up his first down. Still be a couple of yards shy now. So it'll bring up 4th down, about 2.5, 3 yards to go. Noble looks like maybe they're going to try to run here and pick up a first down and hit a knee a couple of times.
Yes, indeed. And that is the respectable thing to do there, T-Roy. I mean, games in hand, and you fully aware that what a first down will give you the luxury of being able to do if you can pick up a first down.
Closer to 4, 4th and 4. They're going to throw, slipped out of the quarterback's hands and falls incomplete, so the Rockets will take it on downs.
Now watch this, T-Roy. You're going to be mad at me. It did slip out of Foster's hand, but that should have been caught.
Should have been caught, but I'm going to be honest with you. Here's where I'm going with that. You shouldn't have thrown the football to start with. You're up 24 right here, 4th down. Just run the football, be done.
I got it.
I know they're trying to make that last first down. I understand that, but and it's a nitpicky thing. I'm going to be honest with you. It really is. I would have just probably said, hey, run the football. Let's get out of here.
And yes, and I totally agree with you, and everybody here thought they would pretty much run that ball. So one of those cases where I guess, as they said, maybe you can call it classless if you want, but maybe we had to see it play itself out. Maybe if they got the first down, they were just going to run the ball.
That's what I think. I think if they got in the first down, they're probably just going to take a knee and be done. Now the Rockets get another opportunity here to try to put some more points on the board. 2:20 remaining. Gordonsville is going to improve to 4-3. The Rockets are going to drop to 4-3. And a brutal 3-game stretch coming up to finish the season as Cantrell will go down the field, and this one's going to be intercepted. No, they're going to say he was out of bounds. Fields over there, but also number 12, that was Mason Cross coming across. As they battle for it going out of bounds, they'll say both players were out of bounds, but we have a penalty marker.
Watch this, T-Roy. Check this out.
It's on the Rockets.
Yes, indeed.
What happened, Oval? I was watching the play. Did you see what happened?
I did not see exactly what happened that time. I was watching. We were going to need to protect our quarterback. Our quarterback was trying to run from a little pressure, and he kind of faded away. But he needed some protection that time. They were bringing a few folks. They were coming in on Cantrell that time.
Holding call backs it up 10. 2:10 remaining. And Noble, you think about it. You've got to get yourself together if you're the Rockets. You got a brutal stretch. You get Marion County next week, the off week. Then you've got Moore County and Fayetteville City to finish up.
All formidable opponents, T-Roy.
All very formidable opponents. Turn, give. Cohen Grissom taking on guys, just continuing to fight. The Brahma Bull is at it again.
Look at that. He come out. I thought he came out of his shoe. I tell you what, T-Roy, one more time, one more shout out to the class of 2026 right there. Cohen Grissom's part of it too.
Hey, the one thing that you have garnered from this game, there hasn't been much to be excited about, but you've just added another power back into your backfield and another option for you in the run game.
Oh, he made himself a household name this evening for certain.
Back to the ground. Groenveld now with it, comes outside, and he gets hit down, and we've got a penalty. Personal foul out of bounds over here. Got a late hit.
We're going to get a little 15 yards here. Yes, indeed. A little extracurricular that time. So we're going to get 15-yard variety. Rockets will be right around T-Roy. They should be crossing the 50-yard line when they get through counting this one off. So they'll cross the 50. They'll be in – they're going to pick it up.
They picked it up.
Wow.
Minute 29 remaining. And Nova, I think they were going to enforce that on the Rockets, to be honest with you.
You thought that's how you seen it?
I thought that's what they were looking at our player when he was headed out of bounds.
I guess I must have seen. I thought it was the play that was inside the 40 they were looking at right around the 37-yard line. I wasn't looking out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, this occurred out of bounds.
I missed that.
Cantrell rolls and throws, intending it for Swihart. It's incomplete. Cantrell frustrated as they have not been able to complete a pass tonight, and that says a lot for Gordonsville's defense as well.
It does, because you and I both can agree. Cantrell, thus far in his journey, this campaign, 2023, he's been accurate.
He has, yes, and I think that is a testament to just how good Gordonsville's been. And I'm trying to think, this is the best football team we've seen.
And I can't debate that. I have no retort for that, T-Roy.
I mean, I think probably right now, in my estimation, by a pretty large margin. Cantrell, he's injured too. He's rolling around back here trying to find somebody, but Noble, he's just hobbling back here, and they don't have Villazon to send in as a backup either.
Cohen Grissom made a block that time, and he is now favoring his left leg there, T-Roy. So he made a block that time, so he's walking off gingerly his left leg there, picking up a block that time, protecting his quarterback.
No, well, that was fourth down as well, so Gordonsville's going to get it back. It's evident right now, all academic. They're just going to take a couple of knees at this point, let the clock keep running, and they're going to be pretty satisfied on their homecoming night here. I think they have definitely impressed their fans and given them a lot to hope for. Giovanni Monreal
has just entered the game. Also, T-Roy.
Let's see. Damian Street
also has just entered the game as well. These two gentlemen here will be on the front line here, given an opportunity to put a little pressure right there. Old school nose guard position right over top of the center.
Yep, they're going to take a knee. They'll have to go back and do it one more time, and Gordonsville again will move to 4-3. And for them, Noble, they're in a 4-team district. They're going to pick up 2 more district games against Red Boiling Springs and Clay County. They've got Bledsoe County as well, where they'll step up in classification one more time. But I'm going to be honest with you, This is a pretty solid 1A football team.
It certainly is. One last time, T-Roy, before we get out here, number 34 is into the game.
Jacob Tincher.
Thank you, sir.
Antonio Marable now creeping up as they'll take another knee, and we're under 30 seconds. That'll do it. So Gordonsville will walk out of here at 4-3. The Rockets will walk out of here with the same record at 4-3, but two very different journeys now. Gordonsville feeling really good about themselves for their last part of the season, as they will probably win a district title or battle for it for the Rockets. They've got to go back home, and they've got Marion, Moore, and Fayetteville left to come. Final here tonight, Gordonsville taking down the Rockets 31-7. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap it up after this.
Lewisburg Animal Hospital is Marshall County's premier small animal veterinary hospital. As part of the community since 1977, our 4 doctors and highly skilled team offer preventative care, internal medicine, general surgery, and ultrasound. In addition, Maggie Rue Pet Retreat and Grooming Salon is located adjacent to the hospital and offers a full-service grooming and lodging for your companions. Give us a call to schedule an appointment. Lewisburg Animal Hospital is proud to be your other family doctor.
Your one-stop shop to keep your vehicle running smooth is J&J Automotive. From routine maintenance like oil changes to brake repairs, tires and alignment, and exhaust work as well, J&J has got you covered. They work on gas and diesel engines. Call Vince or Matt Jackson at 931-364-5602 or stop by their location at 1791 Highway 99. Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape at J&J Automotive.
Moving forward with strong tradition. It's the town's motto, but it holds so true today. The town of Chapel Hill is balancing expanded growth with preserving the small town traditions that make it special. The town's administration and employees would like to take this time to reaffirm their commitment to the citizens of Chapel Hill and to wish the Rockets and Lady Rockets success in their upcoming seasons. From the home of the Lions Super Bowl of the South, the town of Chapel Hill says, "Go Rockets!"
Amigo's Mexican Grill is the place you'll find all your authentic favorites, from burritos to enchiladas to sizzling fajitas, all served fast and fresh. Dine in, order online, or call in your order at 364-2222. Also, Amigos has catering services available for your next big occasion as well. Good food, good times at Amigos Mexican Grill, 216 South Horton Parkway. Visit their other locations in Lewisburg and Spring Hill. Amigos, proud supporters of the Rockets.
Welcome back. Gordonsville, very impressive victory tonight here over the Forrest Rockets. 31-7 is your final, and Noble just never got it rolling on either side of the football tonight. Gordonsville came out that opening drive, took it, 80 yards for the score, and really never looked back after that.
I think you kind of summed it up, T-Roy, and I know you're not finished, but when I say you summed it up, you say they never got really started on either side of the ball. When Mr. Sweeney comes, I think everybody at home is going to hear exactly that. He never got started. You're going to hear the offensive stats, and you're going to also hear what the Tigers did, which means you'll hear the defensive stats, which technically means the Rockets never really got started. Yeah, and I hate to say it that way, but yes, we had a couple moments where we did get the luxury of allowing us to let Cohen Grissom shine a little bit, but throughout the night, there were not very many memorable moments for us to say that the Rockets were doing something that was going to put them in position of success tonight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You think about coming on the road, and you know that you're coming, you're coming to a place that they're having their homecoming. You have teams that are going to be fired up, but Nova, when you get down to it, it's a 1A football team, and you're taking a loss that you don't want to see. Gordonsville stepping up. They're feeling good about themselves right now. They say, you know what, we stepped up and played a good 2A football team and beat them. Now we feel good about ourselves heading into the rest of the season. If you're the Rockets, you're thinking, man, not what we wanted to have happen tonight. Now we got to really gather it up together, because we're looking at this could be win number 5 on the season. So you know, if nothing else, you're not going to have a losing record during the regular season. You win here tonight. You got to go back and saying, all right, realistically, we're looking at this thing. We're 4-3 right now. We got 3 teams in Marion County who is coming in here. They're the preseason favorites and have done nothing to dispel that rumor in the region. You got Moore County, who could be looking at a single-A state championship. They're that good. And then Fayetteville with all kinds of talent. And they've got, of course, that big 6'7" quarterback. They have played a murderer's row of a schedule, but they have already beaten Cannon County 34-13, and you have to go on the road to take them on. So you kind of dug yourselves a little bit of a hole now. We've talked about the character of this team. This is where we're really going to find out. They're going to have to go back, and they're going to have to rely on each other. They're going to have to dig in, and they're going to have to come out and battle.
Speaking on relying, as Mr. Sweeney comes, we've been talking all year about relying on the defense. They couldn't lean on them tonight, T-Roy. That offensive attack of the Tigers, it was superb this evening.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, Nova. We talked about the trick play being on film. Now you got film with somebody that has successfully attacked this defense.
Well said, T-Roy. And as we go to Mr. Sweeney, when you say successfully attack this defense, when we listen in, I want us to listen in clearly on the significant difference in rushing yards given up versus passing yards given up. Because what that means is there will be some people, some teams you just alluded to, that will want to take advantage of some vertical plays downfield, and they will certainly, with the athletes they have, they'll take full advantage of any cushion that you give them off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a thorough game, just a great game, balanced game. 40 rushes for Gordonsville. I'll go for them first tonight. 40 rushes, 140 yards, 13.
And that's not
20.
bad. I mean, it's ball control, but per carry average, not bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Correct. 40 for 140, and then 13 of 20 passing, no interceptions, 227 yards. Total offense tonight, 367. Just ball control, time of possession, incredible. Almost double the plays. 60 plays for Gordonsville, 33 offensive plays for your Forrest Rockets tonight. Rockets rushed it 25 times for 174 yards. 0 of 8 passing with 1 interception. So that's, all their yards coming on the ground, 174. Individually for the Rockets, a very inspired game by Cohen Grissom. He's going to lead them tonight in rushing, 8 carries for 69 yards. And he had the only touchdown, a 3-yard run down there at the goal line. Fletcher Fields didn't get it much tonight, 5 carries for 23 yards. Liam Bell, 5 carries for 18. Gavin Grissom, 2 carries for -2. Eli Bell had that big 46-yard run, 4 carries for 64. And Landon Groenveld, 1 carry for 2 yards. Again, no passing yards tonight for the Rockets. And penalties, 75 yards in penalties tonight for the Rockets on 7 of those